Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Boston University's Nickerson Field. Some of you old-timers out there, Braves Field. It's about 10 o'clock before this game starts. Both teams are on the field. They're both looking good. Injuries are fine. Some important statistics in this game. Defensively, you got to look for on the North Quincy side is Dave Reinhardt. He has a total of 23 sacks this year. He's been immense on the defense and also offensively. A big tight end, caught a big pass on Thanksgiving Day. On offense, you got Liam Higgins, 9 TD passes, 39 points, over 1,400 yards passing on offense. He has rushed also for 4 TDs. And they've been talking about Bobby McLaughlin, the big back from Arlington, with 850 yards. But on North Quincy's side, 4 backs have over 600 yards each. So, I mean, that's a backfield for you today. So if one guy gets hurt, you got another guy come right in there and do his job. Points for in this game, North Quincy coming in all season, 188 points with 18.8 points per game. 68 on defense, that's 6.8 per game. That's 2/10 less than a touchdown per game. They were the champs in the old colony at 10-0. On the Arlington Spy Punters coming here 9-1. They were the Greater Boston League champions. On offensively, look for number 14, Timmy Hirsch. He had 10 touchdown passes with 842 in the air. Bobby McLaughlin, as I said, over 800 yards this year. He missed 3 games also. And on defense, look for Brian Patterson. He's a 6'4", 220 defensive end. On offense for them, they scored 215 points, and if that's an average of 21.5 per game. And on defense, 68, just like the North Quincy Red Raiders, 6.8 a game. Their starting defense have only given up 5 TDs for their starting D all year. But on the defense for North Quincy, 3 out of their last 5 games have been shutouts. So this could be a big defensive game as well as offensively. The only thing we can do putting these two teams together to see how they fare against each other, they both played Acton Boxborough this year earlier. North Quincy played them first week. They were 21-19 win. The second week, Arlington played Acton Boxborough, and they were 17-6 victors. So that's the only thing we can have on comparison-wise. At the end of this game, there'll be a winner trophy, also a consolation trophy. So that'll be immediately following the game. You'll be seeing that. And you ask yourself if there's a tie. Well, this is the way we do it here. There's going to be 11-minute quarters today. If a tie occurs, each team will have a possession of 4 downs. And they'll start from their 10-yard line. And if they can't get a score, field goal or whatever it is, they can't get a score, the game will end in a tie. So there'll be only 4 possessions. They'll be 10 yards out from the end zone. They can easily kick a field goal or go in for the 6 points. So that's how it'll be happening. And another thing, folks, you've been wondering, people have been saying bits and pieces of the number 1, why North Quincy has that in the air. It's not because they're number 1. It's because of little Danny Gilmartin, who passed away on May 27th. He's been a dear friend of North Quincy and of Mr. Kenny McPhee, head coach, for the past 5 years, always been on the sidelines. And he wore the number 1 jersey, and they retired it with little Tommy. And that's why number 1 that they hold in the air this year is dedicated to Tommy Gilmartin. And God bless you, Tommy. And I know you're looking down at us today and going to give this a big helping hand for the North Quincy Red Raiders. Well, we're going to send it up to Charlie Ross, Tom Fitzgerald, and John Nickerson for today's ball game. This is Mike Tucker, the pregame show. We'll be back periodically during the game and halftime, and of course at the end of the game. Good luck to North Quincy and head coach Ken McPhee, and to everybody out there that's been viewing us all year. This is Mike Tucker for QCTV in Quincy for Continental Cable.
Everybody, it is a combination of sunshine with snow flurries, but the field here at Nickerson Field in great shape, and the North Quincy Red Raiders are down on the home sidelines in front of us, and we're waiting for the Spy Ponders of Arlington to make their way out of the locker room at the Walter Brown Arena, and we'll have the kickoff in just a few moments. John Nickerson is down on the field, and let's go down quickly to John and get an assessment of the AstroTurf. John, good morning.
Well, good morning, Charlie. Thank you very much. And the AstroTurf is a little wet, but it does not appear to be slippery. There appears to be good footing down here. I've talked to a couple of the players and to Coach Ken McPhee, and they don't think the field is in bad condition at all. We're looking forward to a tremendous game this morning. The North Quincy Red Raiders are sky high. They've got a lot of spirit going for them this morning, and we've seen an awful lot of people from Quincy in the stands as we walk down here, including Mayor James Sheets and Ward 1 Councillor Peter Colson. So we're looking forward to a good game, Charlie, and we have permission from the referee to go out to center field when they toss the coin. So we'll go out there when you send it back down.
Okay, thank you very much, John Nickerson. My broadcast partner, Tom Fitzgerald, has investigated both teams. And, Tom, looking at both squads, North Quincy and Arlington, how do you see the matchup of this morning's game?
Well, I see a pretty even matchup here, Charlie. It's they say the field is fast today. There's nothing wrong with it. The sun was out for a little while, so everybody should be going full guns. The only one that's a little started is doubtful for North Quincy is Sean Nee. He had a bad ankle from Thanksgiving, but they say he might play a little bit. So North Quincy is at full strength, and so is in Arlington. Now, as far as seeing this game, I think you're going to see two great teams, both great defensive teams going at each other. And of course, North Quincy can run at you and they can pass at you. They got a great quarterback in Lime Higgins. He can put that ball in the air, and I think he's going to do that today. And of course, with Arlington, they got a big, strong front line, and they got a great quarterback in Tim Hirsch who can throw the ball. They use a lot of play-action passes. They run out of a solid front. They split their ends once in a while and go to double out to the left of the right, so they can throw the ball. As I say, they throw a lot of play-action passes, so they got a very diversified offense, but they play pretty steady football. They got a great program at Arlington. They're well coached, and I think they're going to come right at North Quincy's defense today. But going over the other side, North Quincy's got an outstanding defense. I could name everybody on that defensive line and backfield. Both teams are going to be tested, especially North Quincy with that play-action passing of Arlington. They really haven't been tested outside of Taunton this year on passing, so they're going to be under the gun, their defense, I think, in the passing game, and so is in Arlington. The only team that's passed against Arlington this year is Revere, so they haven't been tested on the passing either. So I think that's going to be one heck of a ball game, and there's a great crowd from North Quincy here. As you say, the stands are almost full right now, so here we go.
And the two teams down on the field, and I think we're going to go down on the field as the North Quincy High School band has lined up to the end zone to our left, the closed end zone here at Boston University's Nickerson Field, and they're going to march out to the 50-yard line, and we'll have the national anthem in just a moment. You're tuned to AM 1300 WJDA, Quincy, Massachusetts. Glad you've joined us for this Division 1B Super Bowl matchup this afternoon. Xaverian and Brockton will do battle here at BU's Nickerson Field for the Division 1A championship. But this should be an outstanding game. These two teams have played in past years, not this year, not the last few years. Last two meetings were both won by Arlington back in the late 80s. Now the North Quincy band is moving to the middle of the field and playing the North Quincy High School fight song. And let's listen to the North Quincy band.
Charlie, very interested today as you and I walk back after the field after coming up to the booth, how many North Quincy fans are here, and all the good student body turnout, and a lot of the old-time football players. I saw many familiar faces in the crowd from the 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, right up. So this game means a lot to the people in the North Quincy area. So it's a great crowd today, and as we say, I think they're behind this North Quincy team 100%, and as sure as Arlington is on the other side.
And now our national anthem. Rich Keneally directing the North Quincy High School Band with our national anthem. We'll take a 30-second timeout and then be back with a coin toss.
Road races. I did like 932 recently. One of the Billy Shorter and won some road race out in Colorado.
Nickerson Field, the captains are just about set to go out to the middle of the field. Pat Shea, Mark Sinclair, Dave Reinhardt, and Liam Higgins for the North Quincy Red Raiders. And following them out is John Nicholson. John, it's all yours.
Okay, Charlie, thank you very much. And we are out here at the center of BU's Nickerson Field, and we will be with you through the tossing of the coin. The referee is now introducing himself to the co-captains of the Arlington Spy Ponders. And in turn, we'll turn around and introduce the co-captains to each other. And then we will have the toss of the coin. Coming up momentarily, we'll just turn it right over to the referee.
Okay, guys, before we start, I want to introduce the other officials today. The umpire, Mr. Cacciatore. Linesman, Mr. Pearson. The back judge, Mr. D'Amato. And the field judge, Mr. McDonald. Okay, you guys ready to play football today? It's going to be a great day for football. 2 championship teams. Play like them, okay? Arlington, you're the visiting team. Who's going to call it? Okay. I'll throw it in the air. If I drop it, we'll do it again. Call it in the air. Heads. Heads he calls. Heads it is. Your option for a second half. You want to defer to the second half. Your option to kick, receive, or defend a goal.
We'll receive.
You want to receive. Which goal do you want to defend? Put your backs over that way. Not turn your back.
There you have it, Charlie, the toss of the coin. It was won by Arlington. They are deferring until the second half. So North Quincy will get the ball. They will be defending the goal to my right, which is the open end towards the Mass Turnpike. And back up to you guys.
All right, thank you very much, John, and don't get caught in the players down there. John Magnarelli is the referee down there, and you heard the introduction of the other officials. So the North Quincy Red Raiders will go on offense, and we'll see Pat Shea, Dan Duncan, the wide receivers, Brian Raftery at tight end, Pete Licciardi, Mike Linane, the tackles, Dave Pacino, and Justin Dilks. The guard center is Nick Mastrogiacomo. Liam Higgins, the quarterback. We look for Sean Skane to start at tailback. Sean Knee injured in the Quincy game, may see some limited action, and the fullback will be Mark Sinclair. For the Spy Ponders of Arlington, they will come out this way. Their ends are Sean Skanda at one side, Andy Jones at the other. The tackles are Jeff Hayes and Brian Patterson. Nose guard will be Roger Ty. The linebackers are Joe Covino, Greg Muscatel. The left corner is Adam Muscatel. Right corner, Brian Donovan. Doug Smith, the free safety. And Shane McNeil is the strong safety. North Quincy in their home uniforms, they had the better record. That's the determining factor. They were undefeated during the regular season, 10-0. Arlington comes in at 9-1. So North Quincy, the home team, occupying the stands in front of us and the bench in front of us. Arlington with their head coach John Henley over on the far side, wearing their white uniforms with tan pants and silver helmets. North Quincy predominantly wearing black with the white numerals and the black helmets with the arrowhead and the NQ on the side. And back deep is Tony Licciardi and Pat Shea for the North Quincy Red Raiders. The kickoff will come from Brian Donovan. North Quincy defending the goal to our right. That is the goal toward the Massachusetts Turnpike, if you will. Glad you've joined us for this Super Bowl game between the Arlington Spy Ponders and the North Quincy Red Raiders. The ball is in the air, and we are underway. 11-minute quarters. It is Licciardi at his own 11. He gives it to Reinhardt around the end. He cuts up the middle, and he gets to the 24-yard line. As North Quincy did a little razzle-dazzle as Licciardi handed it off to Dave Reinhardt, who maybe had a bit of a chance to bust that one for big yardage, Tom.
Yes, he did. They work on that all week, that return. It's a reverse. They go to the left side. They hand off over here to Lashadi. And he just had one more man take it out in the block, and he would have had the sideline free and clear. So it's a really exciting first play out here today, Charlie.
Liam Higgins at quarterback, calling signals, just has one man in the backfield. Dan Duncan is wide to the left. Higgins has the ball on the right hash mark. Line of scrimmage, his own 25. Wide out to the right. Now tight end Raftery moves off the line of scrimmage, comes in motion, and the handoff to the tailback, and no gain, nothing doing, as there were white jerseys all over the place as Mark Sinclair was taken down, and it will be second down. Adam Muscatel making the stop among others for this Spy Ponders squad.
Well, what's happening out here now, I can see it right off in the beginning. Arlington is respecting the North Quincy's left side of the line, which would be their right. They moved over, they shift over their lineman almost one whole notch to stop that ball carrier from going to the left side. North Quincy in the last two games is running left-handed all the time.
Tony Licciardi to the right, Duncan left. It is second down for the North Quincy Red Raiders and 10. Ball at their own 25-yard line. Higgins drops straight back, looking to throw. Has the protection, looking for Duncan, and it's in and out of his hands at his own 45-yard line. Duncan was one-on-one with Adam Muscatel, and it went right through his hands at his own 45, and it will be third and long for the Red Raiders.
Nice pass, right in his hands. He dug down the sideline. He just couldn't hang on to trying to do a tight route running down that sideline, and he just couldn't hang on to that ball. But North Quincy had good protection. Higgins had good protection on that pass then.
Just a minute played in this first quarter. Higgins with a 3rd and 10 from his own 25. Duncan left. And now Higgins is asking for timeout. So North Quincy takes time with 10 minutes to go first quarter. We are scoreless, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
He doesn't have that killer instinct. He doesn't like that. He's a great skier now. You go skiing with this guy, you think you're watching skiing.
Reminder to fans on the visiting side of the field,
Impressive.
are
Say, man, he doesn't practice anymore. I have.
Section K.
He went play college.
And back here at BU's Nickerson Field, in addition to our live radio broadcast today, Channel 3 in Quincy is videotaping this game, and it will be shown at some point next week. I'm not sure what the schedule will be. And I'll have to ask John Nickerson. He's down there with Mike Tucker. If he brought the disclaimer, or if I'm going to have to remember it from off the top of my head, we'll have to check on that. You have to read a disclaimer during this game. It's 3rd and 10 for the Red Raiders, their own 25-yard line, double wing formation on each side. Higgins spins, passes to Shea, back at his 18, to the 20, to the 25, and Pat Shea is bumped out of bounds at about his own 27-yard line. Stop made by Randy Paillo for the Spy Ponders of Arlington, so only a gain of 3. Make it 4 up to the 29-yard line, and North Quincy will be forced to punt it away.
That was a nice screen pass out here, but Arlington's defense recovered very quickly and held it to only 2 or 3 yards. So this Arlington team looks pretty fast on their feet defensively. They get to the football very well.
As he ran out of room, just watching the slow-mo replay. Nice job down in the truck. Higgins to punt. Gets it at the 15. Punts it away. Line drive. We're going to get a return out of this, taken at the 42-yard line around the end. 45, and slipping and falling is Joe Barinelli at the 49-yard line, but we've got a penalty flag.
It's going to be a clip there. It's going to be definitely a clip. There's somebody got their legs taken right out from underneath them. Boy, that was a vicious clip down there. Right on the 45-yard line.
So that will move the Spy Ponders back. That would have given them pretty good field position. It's 0-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
How long ago was this? When they went to the Super Bowl, what was that? 70 sometime? The last time? Yeah, who was their kicker? I remember that was a big difference. They had a guy who could punt. You know, all of a sudden they have a walk-on. He was a big guy from the sausage here when rolling. And he kicked the field goal to win. They don't have. They had Leone a couple of years after. I mean, it's rare you have a guy who kicks field goals consistently.
quarterback calling signals, hands it off to Bob McLaughlin. His back line of scrimmage was the 35. He gets it for 1 to the 36-yard line as he hit the middle of the North Quincy line. Dave Pacino in there along with Mike Linane to make the stop for the Red Raiders defensively. Dave Reinhardt, Eric Delory, the ends. The tackles are Mike Linane, Justin Dilks, Nose, Dave Pacino, Brian Raftery, Sean Halpin, the linebackers, Sean Skane, Nathan Gott, Sean Heron, Mark Sinclair, Tony Licciardi. You'll all see them in the backfield as well. On 2nd down and 9, Hirsch, handoff to the tailback, in trouble, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage as Dave Reinhardt stopped him along with Brian Raftery as Bob McLaughlin was hit and was fortunate to get back to his line of scrimmage, his own 36-yard line. It'll be 3rd down for the Spy Ponders and 8.
Boy, that defensive line on North Quincy is playing right up to expectations again. They had 2-3 men in the backfield. 75, the middle guard, was right in there too on that tackle. So I think you're going to have to see the Spy Ponders now. They're going to have to try their air game a little bit.
I formation, wing to the right, no wide receivers. Now the wing comes in motion. Shea picks up the pursuit on him. Flag is down. North Quincy's going to have a penalty here. They throw a pass complete to the 45-50, and it'll be a 1st down for Arlington as they threw a pass out of the backfield complete to Andy Jones in North Quincy territory. And we'll see what the call will be, but it should be offside against North Quincy, and it is. Yep. The penalty will be declined, and it will be an Arlington 1st down in North Quincy territory.
Well, that ball was caught. The man that caught it went right in motion from the right side across to the left side, and just did a little flare out to the flat and caught the ball. Had the secondary just caught him behind him and picked up some good yardage and a 1st down. So that was a break for Arlington on that one. North Quincy is pretty anxious up on that line. They let them get across that line of scrimmage, but they got to put themselves under control and not get any penalties.
Shea on the coverage. North Quincy, a 17-yard pickup. Arlington has the ball. 1st down and 10. Hirsch calling signals. This time he has 3 wide receivers going to the right. 1 man in the backfield. He gets the handoff, the fullback, and he is down to about the 43-yard line is Andy Jones, and it will be 2nd down. So right now, Tom, for Arlington, they've shown the 3 wide receivers, but it's been nothing more than a decoy.
Now, they haven't thrown out there yet, but they will. And, of course, that spreads that North defense. They want to spread them and then try to run inside them, but they haven't had too great a success yet. So I think they're going to have to go outside and pass a little bit. But they'll keep pounding at that middle until something gives.
Pick up a 4. It's 2nd down and 6. Donovan, the wing, goes in motion. Hirsch, play action, fake, rushes on. He gets it away, and it is batted away, incomplete. Good coverage by North Quincy as Bill Scootle was all over the quarterback, Hirsch, as the ball was thrown out and batted away. Excuse me, I believe it was Tony Licciardi that batted it away, but Scootle right in Hirsch's face, and he threw that one away. Really didn't have much of a choice, or he was going to take the sack.
He sure did. You couldn't express it any better, right in his face, and he just had his hands up, and he just threw a ruptured duck right up there, up for grabs.
I formation, wide out left, wide out right. 3rd down and 6. Here comes the rush once again. Ball is fumbled. It's North Quincy ball. As Hirsch was hit, fumble the football, and the Red Raiders recover as Eric Delory falls on it. It is North Quincy ball. 1st quarter, we are scoreless, back in 30 seconds. Higgins up to the line of scrimmage, I formation. Ball at the Arlington 49-yard line. Two wide receivers are to the right. Higgins hands it off to his tailback, Skane. Skane trying for some yards. Very difficult. He got maybe to the 48. That is about all. 1 yard. As very difficult working right up the middle on this Arlington line. And, well, they give him 2, so we'll call it 2nd down and 8. Eric Ramstrom between Tom and myself today. Eric, an account executive with WJDA. If you want to buy ads, call Eric. He's doing statistics for us today, doing a fine job. 2nd down and 8, 6:52 to go, first quarter, no score. Arlington, North Quincy here at Nickerson Field. Same formation. Now the two wideouts go to the right, hand off to the fullback, straight ahead down for a couple to the 45-yard line. And it will set up a 3rd and long as Mark Sinclair with the 2 yards.
Well, actually, it's pretty tough to run up on there for North Quincy. They try to trap then to the left side, and they try to just a quick straight handoff to the right side in the first play. But looking at that Arlington defense, they're playing a 6-3. They get everybody rolled up. So actually, they're facing 9 men up on that scrimmage on 1st and 2nd down. I'm sure now they'll change it on a passing situation as North comes out here on trips left.
As Licciardi is out wide along with Shea. And I believe Reinhardt, and now the pitch goes to Sinclair. Sinclair cuts to the outside, now back inside. He appears to be shy of 1st down yardage as he was brought down at about the 40-yard line of Arlington. Tripped up at that spot by Doug Smith of the Spy Ponders, and they are a yard shy. It'll be 4th down. Let's see what Coach Ken McPhee is going to come up with.
Well, they tried the quick pitch out to the left side right over here near the booth, but he started out to the left. He saw a little avenue inside, a little lane inside, and cut it up very nicely and picked up good yardage. But as you say, they're about a good yard, and I say a good yard short of a 1st down right now.
Well, let's see if Higgins calls his own number. I with a slot, full house backfield. And now we get a whistle, and let's see who called the timeout. It'll be Arlington timeout. 5:17 to go, first quarter. Scoreless football game. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here, we're looking for John Nickerson and Mike Tucker as they are down on the sideline. And let's send it down, gentlemen. Take it away. What's the atmosphere down there?
Atmosphere down here, Charlie, is still a little bit tense. Second possession for Quincy. They're trying to get their first down. One of the things that has impressed me down here is when North Quincy has been on defense, one of the biggest cheerleaders here on the sidelines has been Liam Higgins. This kid is really up for this game, and he looks like he's going to have a good one this afternoon, Charlie.
All right, thank you much, John. It'll be 4th and a yard for the North Quincy Red Raiders. The ball at the Arlington 41-yard line. Plenty of time to go in this game, certainly, but a very important 4th down for the Red Raiders. Again, they stay in the tight formation with the 3 backs and the I slot man to the left. Some movement in the Spy Ponder line trying to get North Quincy offside. Higgins, quarterback sneak, and there is no way he even got back to the line of scrimmage. And it'll be Arlington ball. Busting through was Shane McNeely. They were looking for Higgins, and the Arlington defense with the stop, and they will take the ball. We'll be back in 30 seconds. BU, the Spy Ponders go on offense as Tim Hirsch, 8 touchdown passes on the year, has an I formation behind him with a wingman out to the left. as he awaits for the officials to give him the go-ahead. Pitch goes to McLaughlin, sweeping left side, and he is taken down as Halpin came in to help trip him up. And the other man that came through was Bill Scoodle that tripped him up. And that'll be a loss of 2. 2nd down and 12. Once again, the North Quincy defense coming up big.
Now they go into that side. Of course, you know who's over there. And they're going to run that side a couple of times. They're going to be awful disappointed because Mr. Reinhardt, when he's on that side, he'll just about stop anything that anybody sends that way.
As clouds form over here at BU, but all in all, not too bad a day considering the snow that we had last night. 2nd and 12. Hirsch has his back split now. North Quincy up on defense, handoff to the second man through, and he gets to the 40, to the 42, the 43-yard line, fighting his way for some yardage. And that will be a pickup of about 5. That will get rid of the 2-yard loss and give him 3 more. And it will set up a 3rd down for Arlington as Andy Jones picking up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Well, Jones made that mostly on his own. He didn't have much of a haul. He had 2 or 3 North Quincy people hanging on to him, but he did a couple of nice spins in there and picked up that 3 or 4 yards that they just got. But they're going to have to do more than that in the middle of that North Quincy line to move them out of there.
Let's see if they go to the air. Their first down came from the air earlier on. Ball at their own 43-yard line. Wing in motion to the left. Hirsch goes back, draw play to his tailback, McLaughlin, and he is going to be stopped shy of the first down at the 47-yard line as Dave Pacino came in to bring down McLaughlin, and it will be 4th down, and Arlington will be forced to punt. Now, we would point out that the punter, like North Quincy with Liam Higgins, is the quarterback, Tim Hirsch. And from my understanding, they have excellent special teams. So it is conceivable that Hirsch could take one and run with it at some point in this game. Gets a high snap from center, fields it, and a short kick. And Shea is going to fair catch it at the 25. So North Quincy will have it at their own 25. 2:51 to go. First quarter, we're scoreless. Back in 30 seconds. Line, North Quincy back to pass on first down, complete to Reinhardt at the 35, 40, 45, and is tripped up at his own 47-yard line as North Quincy with a completed pass to Dave Reinhardt for 17 yards and their first down of the football game.
Well, a beautiful pass. They had plenty of time to throw it. Reinhardt just came down about 10 yards on the far side of the field, cut out to the sideline, and he hit him right on the numbers, and he picked up about another 5 or 10 yards on his own. So that's what you were just talking about on the break, Charlie. North Quincy wants to get that passing game in gear.
Ball at their own 46-yard line, 1st down and 10. They send the 3 wide receivers, Licciardi, the deep man, Duncan next to him, Reinhardt closest to the line. They go to the left, the ball right hash mark, 1st and 10. Higgins calling signals, just one man in the backfield. Play action fake, he's in trouble and is sacked at the 40 as Higgins, I think, maybe was going to run that one himself, but Shane McNeely followed Higgins and put him down for a 7-yard loss for the Red Raiders.
Well, he tried to pull a bootleg. He sent his people to the right side. He tried to bootleg it over here to the left, but the right tackle there just came in and just waited for him, and as he waggled out to this side, he was right there in his nose and made the tackle. So they had that play scouted pretty well, but North Quincy does waggle a lot. And bootleg a lot, so they got to block that man on the waggled side. They just can't. They leave him open, and he'll stop it every time.
Andy Jones making that stop on the last play. It's 2nd down and 16. Higgins back to pass, has the time, now rolls out of the pocket, rolls right, 40, 45 on his feet, and out of bounds at about the 49-yard line is Higgins, as he could not find Reinhardt down the field and called his own number, swept to the right side, and it will be a gain of See, about 8 yards for Liam Higgins, but it will be 3rd and long.
He picked up, he set up, and he had a clear field out to that right side. He brought the end, broke contain out there, and the only thing he could do was run out there. And of course, as we say before, he has great speed, and that puts a lot of pressure on the Arlington corners and the ends. They've got to stay home.
Trips again to the left. It's 3rd and 9. North Quincy ball at their own 47-yard line. Higgins is back to pass. Has the time. Throws long. Looking for Shea. And it is batted up at the 25-yard line and incomplete. Shea was one-on-one with the defender, Adam Moscatel. They both went up for the ball. Neither came up with it. And it will be 4th down, and North Quincy will be forced to punt.
Well, he had that ball up. I think he put a little bit up too high, and Shane had to kind of wait for it out here. And the Arlington defender was able to get his arm in between. If it was thrown a little lower and a little harder, I think it would have been a touchdown. But he just got to hesitate and wait for it. So, but at least they're airing that ball out, and they're putting a threat up to that Arlington secondary.
And Higgins stands at his own 34-yard line, gets good snap from center, no rush, and a squib kick, and it's going to bounce at the 20, it taking a North Quincy bounce. Rafferty is down there inside the 10, and it will die at about the 7-yard line. That's where Arlington will start. We are scoreless, and we'll be back in 30. And Arlington comes up 1st down and 10. They have the ball at their own 10-yard line as Hirsch drops straight back, looking to throw, looking long, has a receiver, and it is incomplete, and a penalty flag that is going to be called against Licciardi for North Quincy on an interference as Joe Barinelli, the intended receiver, and that...
No way.
We're not supposed to be questionable here, but that was not interference, and I'm going to watch this on the replay, but they are going to give Arlington a 1st down. As they say, Licciardi interfered, and it will be 1st down for the Spy Ponders. And they're going to march it off, and it was not the official who was following the receivers. It was an official further back who didn't have the best view of it that called the penalty.
Well, I haven't seen the replay, but from what I can see with my 2 good eyes, he never laid a hand on him. He stayed behind him and covered him beautiful.
Well, they move the ball out to the 26-yard line where it is 1st down, so that gets Arlington out of the shadow of their own end zone. I formation, Hirsch calling signals, wing is to the right. North Quincy linebackers moving up, play action fake. Hirsch rolls out of the pocket, in trouble, throws it out, and just throws it away, incomplete, as Licciardi... just gave Bardelli a little bit of push.
Let him know we were there, right?
And said, now that is what the penalty is, but there was no call. Oh, all right. So it's an incompleted pass, but Hirsch was running for his life as he had black jerseys chasing him out of the pocket and just heaved that one away.
Well, what they got there, Charlie, they got an extra official, if you noticed out there. They got a field judge down behind the defensive team, and he's the one that made the call. See, they put an extra official behind that defense today. 2nd
down and 10. Handoff straight ahead. Not much there for Andy Jones as he was hit and taken down. Brian Raftery making the stop for North Quincy. Mike Linnane also in to help out. And it'll be 3rd down and 8. For the Spy Ponders. We have under a minute, 57 seconds, clock moving here at Nickerson Field to go in this first quarter as it has been a boxing match so far. Both teams just feeling each other out. No serious scoring threats, but A very hard-fought, well-played game so far. 3rd and 8. Hirsch is back to pass instead. He tries a draw play straight ahead, and they are shy of the first down. Rafferty and Sean Skane, along with Sean Halpin, on the stop, and they're going to be about 3 yards short. Pickup of 4 on that play, and it'll be 4th down for the Spy Punters, and there is a penalty flag on the field.
Well, you know what's remarkable about that North Quincy defense? Arlington just pulled a beautiful draw play. They had a hole a mile wide, and he broke through that hole. But before you know it, from out of nowhere, there were 3 North Quincy defensive ball players right on them. So their foot speed and their quickness, that's what makes this North Quincy defense. They might beat you for a second or two, but they're so quick that they'll recover, and they won't let a play go for too much yardage. And that's just a complete example there. So I guess there was a penalty, but
holding,
it was a holding
declined.
Declined.
So Arlington will punt it away. Hirsch will get it away, and either Shea or the Charty, who stand at their own 35-yard line. Getting a good snap from center this time, and a low liner. Looking for it is Shea, hit immediately and put down at his own 34-yard line. Good coverage by Brian Donovan, and we have 1 second to go, so we'll hold it right here. And we'll have one play, and then we will have the end of the quarter. Wind really not much of a factor looking at the flag and the closed end of Nickerson Field, and it is hanging limp. So the wind not appearing to be a factor at this point in the football game.
And neither is the field, Charlie. I've only seen one back slip out here in that whole quarter, so the field is in good condition, and it's not too wet, so they're not slipping around at all out there.
Trips to the right. 1st and 10, North Quincy, line of scrimmage, their own 37-yard line. It's one man, Sinclair, behind Higgins in the backfield. As he calls signals, linebackers moving off, pitch to Sinclair, looking for some blocks. Tries to turn the corner, and he gets up to the 40, gain of just a couple of yards, and is taken down there, and that will do it for the first quarter as we have completed 11 minutes of football. North Quincy and Arlington in a scoreless tie. We'll take a 60-second timeout and be back with the second quarter.
We just completed 1 quarter of play here as it's still 0-0. In the first down department, Arlington Spy Punters have 2 to North Quincy's 1. Total yardage in that quarter, North Quincy had 47 to 36 for Arlington. Now this quarter here has been a filling out process. Both teams trying their running and passing attacks. You saw one questionable call by a referee on that. Kenny McPhee, head coach of North Quincy, a little upset on that. But as it goes here at the end of 11 minutes, it is 0-0. Only 1 first down, like I said, for North Quincy, and 2 for the Spy Punters. We'll be back in just a little while with an update and get back for the second quarter.
Here we come. Okay, thank you, Roy. And we are just about set to start the second quarter. And if John Nickerson finds the TV camera, we'll call him in at the end of this play, get his impressions of the first quarter from down in the field. For the Red Raiders, it is 2nd down and 6. North Quincy rushed for 14 yards in the first quarter, and they were 2 for 4 for 20 yards in the passing department. I formation. Now Reinhardt goes in motion to the right, handoff to the tailback, Sean Skane up the middle to about the 44-yard line for a pickup of 4, and it will be 3rd down. Let's go down to John Nickerson.
Charlie, thank you very much. Listening to Coach Ken McPhee talk to his offense during the end of the first quarter, and he was admonishing them to block hard and block up the middle and be quick off the ball, and judging by that first play, they're going out there and doing just that. Charlie?
Okay, thank you very much, John. Wearing red today. I guess you better if you're on the sidelines. Jack Weir, the equipment manager for the Quincy High School, is helping out North Quincy today, and even he's wearing red. So I'm sure he's going to hear about that at Quincy High. 3rd down and 3 for North Quincy. Reinhardt goes in motion, give to Skane, breaks one tackle, goes straight ahead. He's got the first down up to the 48-yard line. Good blocking out in front as Skane with the first down yardage for the Red Raiders, their second first down of the game.
Well, that was a great play, Charlie. Just a simple off-tackle play, and I was counting the white shirts up there from Arlington on the line of scrimmage. They had six people up and 2 linebackers coming and a corner coming, so they ran that off-tackle play beautiful, and that's what they've got to do against that 9-man line. They either got to run a solid front, solid blocking, or go to the air behind those linebackers.
Good block up front by Josh Gott on that play. It is first down for North Quincy. Higgins, play action fake. He's in trouble. He heaves it away. It's intercepted by Arlington at the 45, 50, 45, and down to the 35-yard line goes Adam Moscatel as Liam Higgins was about to go down and heave the pass, and it was intercepted by Moscatel, and Arlington will have the ball 1st and 10 at the North Quincy 35-yard line.
Well, that certainly was a break for Arlington, but Lyman's a great quarterback. Take nothing away from him, but he got a little too anxious on that one. And just as he was going down, he threw that ball over here on the right-hand side, and it just stayed up in the air. He really should have taken the ball and gone down with it. So it was kind of a bad judgment part on his play, his side.
So Hirsch brings them out 1st and 10. Wing back goes in motion to the right. He's rolling out to the right, looking to throw. A couple of people chasing him, and he throws it incomplete. Tried to hit one of his backs out of the backfield, but threw it low, and it fell incomplete. It'll be 2nd down for the Spy Ponders.
Well, they threw that pass. They sprint to the right, and they throw 3 men, and they flood that right-hand area to the right side of their offensive line, and they had it flooded then, and they had one of those backs out of the backfield. I don't know if you heard me go, oh, but he was wide open. Unfortunately, the quarterback didn't see him and went to the short man, but he had hit him. It had touchdown written all over it.
Ken McPhee talking to Nick Mastrogiacomo, his center, about perhaps that pass interception. It is 2nd down and 10 for the Spy Ponders. Man in motion once again. Linebackers moving up, handed off to the tailback. Penalty flag is down, and he gets McLaughlin just a couple of yards. Taken down by Tony Licciardi for the Red Raiders, and this looks like it's going to go against Arlington. Procedure is the call against the Spy Ponders. And we'll see what North Quincy, if they will take the 5-yard penalty or take the play as is and set up a 3rd down. I think they want to move him back.
Moving back now. I wouldn't be surprised to see Arlington come back with that flood pass again to the right side, because I'm sure one of their coaches picked up that man wide open on the flat. If North Quincy doesn't adjust and their corner or their safety doesn't pick out that back coming through out on the flat as they flood that zone, they're going to hit them. So let's see if they pick that up upstairs, and we'll try it right now.
Well, they
got the whole wide side of that field to run to the right.
They take the penalty, so it'll be 2nd down once again and 15 for the Spy Ponders. As they march up to the ball, Brian Donovan wide out to the left. Barinelli is to the left. Donovan to the right. Hirsch drops back, has the time, has the protection, steps up over the middle, has his man complete at the 30, and Donovan down to about the 20-yard line and is taken out of bounds by Tony Licciardi for the North Quincy Red Raiders, as Donovan was the wide-out man and just ran a post pattern, Tom, over the middle.
Well, they ran it the same play, but they ran it to the short side, which was a smart move on their part. But somebody's got to pick up that drag man coming across, and nobody did for North Quincy, and pick out that motion man going out, coming across the line of scrimmage and cutting to the corner. They just seem to be not picking that up very well, and I'm sure that Arlington will keep on using it.
Well, if North Quincy gives Hirsch that kind of time in the pocket, he's going to hit somebody. He had plenty of time.
Did.
So now it is first down and 10 at the North Quincy 20 for Arlington, moving right to left as they pitch it to McLaughlin, trying to sweep to the right and gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard before he is taken down. That last play was for 17 yards. Sean Halpin making the stop for the North Quincy Red Raiders. It'll be second down and 9 from the North Quincy 19.
Well, I watched that play that time, and they had, I think it was Mr. Reinhardt over there at the left-end spot, and they had 3 men blocking, and one went high, one went low, and another tried to clean them out, and he took all 3 on and helped slow up that play so the tackle could be made. So they got a tough customer over there.
I formation, 2 receivers go to the right on second down and 9. Hirsch is back to pass. Quick drop looking over the middle, and it is incomplete as he tried to hit Joe Brunelli, but the pass not quite there. On the coverage for North Quincy was Eric Delory, and it will be third and 9 for the Spy Ponders.
Well, it was just Brunelli, just a quick slant, and he was open, actually. If the ball had been thrown right, he would have caught it because he had his man beat on the slant in also. So this North Quincy secondary has got to get on the ball a little bit and tighten up and pick up these receivers.
Third down and 9, ball 19 of North Quincy. Arlington with it. Now Wing comes in motion to the left, 2 wideouts to the left. Hirsch rolls out to the left. Halpin chasing them, and Halpin throws it away, and Halpin puts him down, and Hirsch just pushed the ball away, and North Quincy is screaming, looking for an intentional grounding call. They do not get it, I believe. And so it'll be incomplete, and fourth down. Let's see if Arlington tries a field goal, as Hirsch, pretty good kicker, and has made 3 field goals this year that have won games. And I think they are going to go for the field goal. Be about a 38-yard field goal.
Yeah, that's in his range, I guess. From what we've heard, he's pretty good. So, and he's just about on the middle hash mark, so he's got a good, nice angle on it, right straight up.
Oh, Hirsch will try with Greg Moscatel to hold. Ball is down. It's Muff. Moscatel picks up the football and is taken down by Halpin of North Quincy. So the Red Raiders hold, and with 7:50 to go, first half, it's 0-0, back in 30. Higgins has the ball, first and 10, ball at his own 27-yard line, I formation. Wide out Duncan to the right, handoff to the tailback Skane, hit at the line and taken down, maybe a loss of a yard as the front just came busting through as one of the linebackers, Greg Moscatel, making the stop for the Spy Ponders. Loss of a yard, it'll be 2nd and 11.
As I said before, on defense, Arlington sending 6 up front, sending 2 or 3 linebackers. So they're running, North Quincy's running on first to second downs, and they're running against a 9-10 man front. So it's pretty tough. They've got to switch a little bit, and they haven't got too bad field position, and hit them with a short pass behind those linebackers, and they get those ends out there.
3 receivers split wide for North Quincy, just 1 man in the backfield. Higgins back to pass. Sinclair blocking for him. Now he rolls out of the pocket, looking to the right, throwing it down long, and it is incomplete, intended for Licciardi down at the 35-yard line, but Licciardi ran out of room, and it went incomplete. But Higgins showed that mobile ability that he has, and Arlington didn't pick him up, and it could have been a nice pass play.
Yeah, they're still putting a lot of pressure on him, though. They had 3 men chasing him, and he doesn't want to throw that football too loosely out there. If he hasn't got a man out there and he can't get his arm set and throw that ball, he's got to eat it. He doesn't want to lob that ball up. You know what happened last time? They lucked out. They didn't get a score, but down there did. So Higgins has got to be a little careful.
Third down, ball at the 27, 3rd down and 10. Higgins rolls out of the pocket, throws it out, and overthrows Dave Reinhardt, his intended receiver, up at the 37-yard line. as Reinhardt appeared to be the intended, but it was well overthrown, and it'll be 4th down, and the Red Raiders will be forced to punt it away. Not sure on that pass. I guess it was Reinhardt the intended. Nobody further down the field, but it was well over his head.
Reinhardt was just doing a sideline out there, and he just overthrew him. He just threw way over his head, as you say. It was just a bad pass.
Higgins stands at his own 12-yard line. Single safety is back for the Spy Ponders. Higgins gets a little poor snap and gets a poor punt off. This is going to roll out of bounds at about the 42-yard line of North Quincy. That's where Arlington will have it 1st and 10. 6:44 to go. First half, scoreless game, back in 30. And pass play incomplete out in the right flat down to the 40-yard line as Tony Licciardi came in to knock the ball away from Joe Barinelli. And Tom, before we came back, you were saying there's that pass play again, and but for a good play by Licciardi, that would have been completed.
Yeah, he was out there with them that time, and they had the short man, drag man covered coming out too. So right then they had North Quincy had good coverage. They got to have good coverage on that play because they've had that single man open all day long out there.
Tim Hirsch has 2nd down and 10 at the North Quincy 42-yard line. I formation. Now wing comes in motion. Handoff to the tailback. Can't get anything. Now tries to cut to the outside. He's in trouble and is taken down at the 45-yard line as Halpin came in there for the North Quincy Red Raiders along with Sean Skane for a loss of 4 yards or 3 yards, and it will be 3rd and 13.
Great recovery over there by the end. He was taken out, but he recovered and was able to catch him almost from behind and pull that play down. So everybody's playing well on that defense. Again, you can't emphasize enough. North Quincy is so quick on defense.
6 minutes to go in the first half. Scoreless football game. I formation. Hirsch drops straight back, looking to throw. Has the time. Now the rush is on. It's intercepted. Picked off by the North Quincy Red Raiders, Sean Skane, and he is dragged out of bounds at about his own 27-yard line. So Hirsch throws the interception. Skane recovers, and North Quincy will go on offense. As a nice play by North Quincy gives them the football. Just watching the replay. Yep. Coming back is Hirsch.
Well, Hirsch just met Mr. Reinhardt, and Mr. Reinhardt really whacked him when he released that ball right in his face, and he just they had a nice little talk over there together.
And it was in the general vicinity of no Arlington receiver as he heard the footsteps of Reinhardt and got it away. So now it's North Quincy ball, 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line. Receivers left and right, ball right hash mark. Higgins calling signals, drops back, looking to throw, and incomplete at the 40-yard line, looking for the quick post pattern to Dan Duncan, but Duncan hadn't quite caught up to it, and it will be 2nd down for North Quincy.
Well, again, as I say, everybody's rolled up on that Arlington defense. They got practically 9 men up on that 2 front walls, and they got to pass in behind that, in behind those linebackers. They only got 1 man deep, and that's what they're doing to North Quincy on 1st to 2nd down. They passed them, but they went deep. They've got a couple of plays where they have the ends cross across the middle behind the linebackers, and I think that's what they got to go to.
Higgins has trips to the right. Now Licciardi, lined up at fullback, goes in motion from the shotgun. Higgins rolls out. He's being chased. Looking, throws it down the field. Complete to Pat Shea at the 40-yard line. And I think they're going to say that Shea had his knee down And it is, as he caught the ball with his knee down, so the play ends there.
That's right.
And a good pass play to an all-alone open Pat Shea for 14 yards and a North Quincy first down.
Nice pass. He rolled to his right. He had a lot of pressure, and Shea went down and did a little hook, came back to the football, and he saw him, as you say, he went down to one knee coming back, but he hit him right on the button and picked up that first down. So that's what North Quincy's got to do. They can't wait to third down to start passing this football with the defense Arlington is playing.
Good play by Higgins, rolling out, knew he was going to get hit, but had the sense to get the pass off and completed it. Licciardi in motion again from the shotgun. Higgins in trouble, and he is sacked at the 28-yard line. As the protection broke down, Jeff Hayes came in there for the Spy Ponders to put him down, also helping out Joe Coviello. And a big loss all the way back to the just about the original line of scrimmage, the 27-yard line, 13-yard loss, and it will be 2nd and 23 for the Red Raiders.
Well, what happened then? He was back there in a shotgun all by himself, and nobody picked up the defensive right end for Arlington. Somebody should have picked him up either inside, somebody wasn't covered, or one of the backs should have picked him up, but nobody picked him up, and as he dropped back, he was hit right away.
North Quincy comes out, the ball right hash mark. Duncan and Shea are to the right, no wide out left side. Higgins under center, looking for a screen pass to Raftery, complete to the 30. He's to the 35, he's to the 40, he's to the 50, he's to the 40. Dave Raftery is going to go down for a North Quincy touchdown! Touchdown, North Quincy, as Raftery just jumps into the end zone.
Boy, and I'll tell you, he had some blocking out there, Charlie. I couldn't pick out the numbers, and maybe we can on the screen, but he had 2 or 3 blocks out there. It was a screen pass out to the left side, and vicious blocks. Just cut the legs out of 2 or 3 people, and he went down that sideline, and nobody laid a glove on him. What a beautiful executed screen pass to the outside. So that puts North Quincy up on the board.
73-yard pass as Raftery was all alone and went right down the field untouched. Got some good blocking. Shea and Duncan out there, and once he got to the 50, he was off to the races, and Raftery just...
And I was holding my breath that there would be no clips, but there was some beautiful blocks on, but I was afraid of that flag going down for clips, but there wasn't one, thank goodness.
Higgins will try and put the point through. It is partially blocked and no good. So the North Quincy Red Raiders are on the board with 3:56 to go in the first half. It's North 6, Arlington nothing, back in 30 seconds. BU, let's go down to John Nickerson and get the...
Before that play started, the referee came to the sidelines telling him he was wide open on the left side to throw the ball to him. That's what he did. They had the screen. You saw the blocking. The blocking was beautiful. They went down like dominoes, and 73 yards. Big Brian Raftery just rambled down and jumped in the end zone, made it 6-0. Higgins missed the point after, but that's how we stand with 3:56 to go in the second quarter. 6-0 NQ over Arlington.
Just as happy as can be, Charles.
All right, so North on top. Let's see how Arlington goes from here as Higgins with the kickoff. It's short, taken by one of the up men at the 30, 35, and up to the 39-yard line. So it'll be first down and 10. Pretty good field position for Arlington with 3 minutes and 51 seconds to go here in the first half.
No, that was a beautiful play, as we said, Charlie. I'm just kind of disappointed they didn't get that extra point. I guess, as you said, it was partially blocked. I didn't see it, but I saw it go off to the left side. But, I hate to see them miss that point, because sometimes that missing that first point can make a big difference in the ball game. But I guess I'm pessimistic as a coach. But let's be happy we got that big 6 points on the board. Now let's let the defense take over.
As the Spy Ponders come out in an I formation, 2 wideouts to the left. Marinelli is the deep man. He's been the deep threat. They give it to a tailback and nothing doing as Raftery came busting through, and Bob McLaughlin hit the deck very quickly for Arlington.
Hello, here comes Rafferty, 245, 6'4". Only a junior's just growing up. And boy, did he whack him, I'll tell you.
Both sides of the ball, he scored the touchdown, and he makes the big play defensively.
That's what's surprising me. I thought that Arlington would run a little bit better up in the side of that North Quincy line, but they're certainly not going to do it. They haven't done it yet.
2nd and 10 from their own 39-yard line, the Spy Ponders. Man in motion from right to left. Hirsch on the handoff to McLaughlin as he submarines his way over the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Stop made by Mike Linane. 3-yard pickup for Arlington. It'll be 3rd down and 7. North Quincy, you can see their confidence being boosted by getting that touchdown. And as Tom said, it's up to the defense now. They can certainly put Arlington back on their heels if they can keep them from getting a 1st down. I formation, man in motion to the left. Hirsch, play action fake, rolls
Set
out,
pass.
looking, has a man, and it is short, and it's intercepted by Pat Shea. Shea at the 25, to the 30, 35, and is bumped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. The intended receiver was Joe Barinelli. Hirsch threw it short right into the hands of Shea. It's North Quincy ball. It's 6-0 North Quincy, back in 30 seconds. North Quincy goes in offense thanks to the Pat Shea interception. 1st down and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Higgins in the shotgun. Licciardi goes in motion to the left. He takes the snap. Has the time. Now it breaks down. Higgins trying to find somebody. Ran into his own offensive lineman and is hit and taken down behind the line of scrimmage at the 39-yard line. The receivers are covered, and Higgins actually bumped into one of his own offensive linemen as he tried to go up the field.
Well, he just ran into a big pile of people there, but I'll give him credit. He didn't throw the ball up. He ate the ball, and he just put it under his arm, made up his mind. No, as you said, nobody opened downfield, and he just made up his mind. I'll take the ball and see what I can get with it, and just about got it back within a yard of the line of scrimmage. So that's smart football.
2nd and 11. Duncan and Shea, along with Reinhardt, go to the right. Higgins is under center. Josh Gott, lone man in the backfield behind him, and the give goes to Josh Gott, hit at the line and driven back, loss of another yard as Arlington just busting through. Brian Patterson, the right tackle, making that stop, and it will be 3rd and 12 for North Quincy as now the Spy Ponders respond with some good defense.
Well, the Spy Ponders, give them all the credit in the world. They've been playing great defense, too, as you just said. They've been coming, and they're putting a lot of pressure. I'm sure they made up their mind before this ball game. They were going to put all the pressure they could on Higgins, and they're certainly doing that today.
Sinclair in the ball game. He lines up as the lone back with the 3 receivers to the right. Now Sinclair moves back a little bit, giving Higgins a little more room. He's under center. 3rd down and 12, North Quincy. Pitch goes to Sinclair. Sinclair looking for a block. Now cuts it back up inside to the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Only gained about 5 yards. So North Quincy will have a 4th down situation with 36 seconds, and Arlington's going to call timeout as they will force North Quincy to punt and try and get the ball. So with 36 seconds to go, first half at 6-0 North Quincy, back in 30 seconds. Back here at BU, Arlington takes their 2nd time out. They have 3 to go, 36 seconds. in the first half left as North Quincy with a 6-0 lead. And the Red Raiders will be forced to punt it away. Deep man is Joe Barinelli as Higgins stands at his own 29-yard line. Awaiting the snap, gets a good snap from center, and he really line drives this one. Barinelli all the way back and has the ball go out of his hands. He's in trouble and just runs out of bounds at the 5-yard line as North Quincy's Keith Lentini chased him out of bounds. Good special teams coverage, and Arlington will be deep in their own territory at their own 5 with 26 seconds to go here in the first half.
That was a beautiful kick by Lime Higgins. A high kick going right over the head of the safety, right down to about the 10-yard line. He ran back and tried to pick it up and couldn't. Luckily, it went out of bounds, but that North Quincy had great coverage. But that was a nice, beautiful spiral high kick, and that's the way he usually gets them. So North Quincy now is, I think, is shown a little bit on their special teams today too, Charlie.
Well, let's see how Arlington goes here. They may be content to just go into the locker room, but North Quincy will perhaps try and stop the clock as Arlington deep in their own territory. I formation, pitch to McLaughlin, trying to sweep to the right side, hit by Rafferty and a host of black jerseys, and is driven back to about the 3-yard line, but I think they will give him the forward progress to the 5. Yeah. And it will be second down, clock moving, 10 seconds. So now North Quincy will stop it with 9 seconds to go, as Arlington would have been very content to just let the clock run out. But North Quincy will make them snap it at least one more time. Big crowd on hand down in front of us. I see Jack Raymer, Quincy High head coach. He's got one of those, what do they call those, the Zubats hats or something?
It's all kinds of stripes on it.
Stripes, and so he's watching along with a big crowd. Is there anybody left in Quincy? I think it's a ghost town.
This is the biggest crowd BU has had in 10 years in this field. I think this whole stand over here, the home stand, is just completely filled with North Quincy people. You know what I like too, Charlie? You see a lot of Blue Jackets down. Lots of Quincy High people here, Quincy High alumni. I see a lot of them I know here, and they're here rooting for North Quincy too. And we have that great game on Thanksgiving. But when one of the teams reaches this level, the whole city unites behind it. I think it's a great thing.
Absolutely. So second down for the Spy Ponders. This could be the last play. Hirsch, quarterback sneak straight ahead, and he gets himself up over the 10 to about the 11-yard line. 3 seconds, and now time called once again as it was taken by, just waiting for referee John Marinelli to indicate North Quincy calls a timeout, so there's 3 seconds to go.
Didn't seem like they started that clock until halfway through.
Some of the light bulbs are out. It was 9 seconds, and now it's down to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
So that the scoreboard used to be at Schaefer, Sullivan, Foxborough Stadium at one point. The scoreboard that they have here. So
you couldn't afford a scoreboard. They had to pick up a second hand.
I don't know what. Well, you're an alumni.
Oh, don't tell me. They don't spend too much in our athletic program. I'm sure of that. They haven't since I've been there. They haven't since. So.
They just cut some football scholarships.
Oh, yeah. Well, athletics doesn't mean too much, I guess, at BU anymore. Unfortunately.
Unless it's hockey, maybe.
Maybe hockey, but most of the hockey money comes from the Hockey Boosters Club, which I'm a member of, and so that doesn't come out of school funds either.
All right, so that's why some light bulbs are out. I was going to say, what do you want from the Patriots? But something like that. Oh, it's third down and 4, and I think we'll see Mr. Hirsch just take this ball once again. This, barring a penalty, will be the last play of the first half, and there is Reinhardt. Oh my word, Reinhardt and Pacino just in to take him down, and that is the end of the first half here at BU's Nickerson Field, and John Nicholson is going to attempt to get a word with Coach Ken McPhee. He's chasing him down the field right now as he's going to talk to both John and Mike Tucker at halftime. So, gentlemen, take it away.
Kenny, a real tough first half. A defensive game, hard-hitting, and you made one big play.
Well, that's what some of these games come down to, one big play. Hopefully our defense can continue to do what they're doing. They're a diversified offense. We're going to kick to them and hold them and see what happens in the third period.
Did they throw anything at you didn't expect?
Not really. Everything they're doing is something that we've seen on the films. They stay pretty basic, but they do the things very well. Is what the problem is.
All right, what do you look for in the second half?
Well, I think they're going to have to come out and throw the ball a little bit against us. They're not having a lot of success against us running, so I think they'll come out and try to throw the ball a little bit against us, and we'll try to get on their quarterback. Make
some defensive adjustments at the half, will you?
If necessary. I don't really think it's the offensive adjustments that we're going to have to make. We're not running the ball real well, and we're throwing the ball. We're getting too much pressure on our quarterback, so we're going to have to do something about that. So we'll make those adjustments, I think, more than anything else.
All right, Ken, thank you very much for taking time to talk to us. Coach Kenny McPhee of the North Quincy Red Raiders, and Charlie, we'll send it back up to you in the booth, and we'll see perhaps if we can get Mayor Sheets that we can talk to before we send it back to the studios for news.
Okay, thank you very much, John Nickerson. It is 6-0. The one touchdown, North Quincy getting it with 3:56 to go in the first half. A 73-yard touchdown screen pass from Liam Higgins to Dave Rafferty, and they went for the kick, and it was partially blocked, did not go through. So North Quincy with the lone score in this football game, leading the Spy Ponders of Arlington by a 6-0 score. So let's go down to John once again. I believe he has Mayor Sheets.
Thank you very much, Charlie. We have Mayor Sheets and Ward 1 Councilor Peter Colson with us. First, Mayor Sheets, your impressions of the first half.
Oh, it's a great game. Anytime you're winning, it's a great game. It was a real defensive game until we got a good break on that run. I guess it was a screen pass. It was a great play. And, the young people just doing a great job, all of them. It's a tremendous crowd here from Quincy, and I just think it's fantastic.
You've been down here on the sidelines through the entire first half. What do you think of the hitting?
Well, that's our hard hitting out there. You see that in a college game. Those linemen are really drilling each other out there, and it's been a defensive struggle. Our boys have just played real tough.
All right, thank you very much, Mayor Sheets. And Councilor Colson, your impressions?
Oh, it's been what the mayor just said, it's been a hard-hitting game. Boy, there's a popping going on out there. I'll tell you, we have a real close view of it. And it's a tremendously the defenses they seem to be playing right in the middle of the field because the defense is hitting so hard. I think the second half, though, they'll come out. I think the offense, hopefully, for North Quincy will start to loosen the game up a little bit and get some more scoring because they're going to need it. Arlington scores a field goal could win this thing, and the way the defenses are playing, and wouldn't like to come down to the last minute. So hopefully the weather will hold off. It's starting to get really cold, but the fans, we got about, we estimated the crowd, the mayor and I have about 1,500 from Quincy, so everybody's having a great game, a great day, and the kids are enjoying themselves, and hopefully a victory for North Quincy.
All right, thank you very much, Councilor Colson and Mayor Sheets. Back up to the booth, Charlie.
Okay, thank you very much, John. It is 6-0.
All right, we're at halftime. Score 6-0. North Quincy Red Raiders over the Arlington Spy Ponders. We got here total offense, 140 yards for North Quincy to 53 for Arlington. In the first down category, both teams have 3 apiece. In the passing, Liam Higgins is 4 for 9. 1 TD, 1 interception for 113 yards, and also a rush for 7. On the other hand, Timmy Hirsch of Arlington is 2 for 8, and he's thrown 2 interceptions and only thrown for 33 yards. In the running category, Sean Scahan 4 carries for 10 yards. Josh Scott 1 carry for -2, and Mark Sinclair has 5 carries for 17 yards. On the other hand, Bobby McLaughlin has 7 carries for 10 yards, and Andy Jones 6 carries for 10 yards. Some key situations at the end of the first quarter. Reinhardt had 1 sack in the first quarter and 1 sack in the second quarter, bringing his total of 25 this year. Muscatel had an interception for Arlington. Shea and Scahan, both interceptions for North Quincy. Rafferty, a 73-yard touchdown pass from Higgins. The kick was missed, went wide to the left, and that's where we stand 6-0. North Quincy over Arlington. We're going to send it over to the bands and watch a little of the festivities at halftime. We'll be back with you in the third quarter for the third quarter kickoff.
Go out as far as
Brown Arena are open behind Section K.
he's had. And also Mark Sinclair, his ankle's badly banged up. He won't be back.
So Sinclair is out of the ball game, and Liam Higgins will be nursing a sore shoulder as we go into the second half. And as you heard Liam just say, they're going to come out throwing the ball in the second half. And here come the Red Raiders from North Quincy.
Okay, thank you very much, John and Mike Tucker, for that update. And certainly, without Sinclair, that will put another dent in the North Quincy backfield with Sean Nee being hurt and Mark Sinclair. So that will maybe change North Quincy's game plan a little bit in this second half. Tom Fitzgerald, your thoughts in the first half and what we can look for in this second half?
I think, we talk about Sinclair offensively, but defensively, he plays in that defensive backfield. And he's an outstanding defensive player too, so that's going to hurt him. But I don't think Higgins, from just the way he talked now, I don't think that shoulder's going to bother him much. He's all hepped up for this ball game, and he's going to, as he said, he wants to throw that ball. And I think what North Quincy's got to do is throw in first or second down a little bit, if a little bit more. If Arlington rolls their whole defensive secondary up, they've only got one man back there, and they're playing a 6-man line with 3 or 4 linebackers, and they're coming. So North Quincy's got to hit that soft spot in behind those linebackers. But going over the first half, what more can you say? It's been one heck of a football game out here. The field's been great. Cool winter day, but everybody is playing great football. The North Quincy's defense is doing more than expected. They're outstanding. I haven't got superlatives to tell you how good I think they're playing football. One of the best high school defensive teams I've seen in many a year. And it's the defense that's keeping him in this ball game. That one big play, that screen pass again, as I said, and as Lamb also said, there's great blocking. It was a great run and a great pass, but there was great blocking on that play. 2 or 3 vicious blocks thrown down that side on this East Camp at 72 yards for that touchdown. But this Arlington team is a good, solid football team, and they can break it out over any time. They can pass that ball. They like to flood the zone area and throw that football with a delayed back coming out of the backfield, and they got some great runners in that backfield, and they really haven't got going yet against that North Quincy line. But they can find a little seam or a weakness, they'll certainly exploit it. So this second half, I think, is going to be a real barn burner right down to the end.
12 o'clock, 1300 radio, WJDA, Quincy, Massachusetts, the Division 1B Super Bowl matchup. North Quincy and Arlington, the Red Raiders lead 6-0. They will be kicking off to the Spy Ponders, in this third quarter, and North Quincy will be defending the goal to our right. That is the goal toward the Massachusetts Turnpike and Storrow Drive, if you will. Liam Higgins will kick it off. Joe Barinelli is the deep man for the Spy Ponders, set to receive this. I believe Bob McLaughlin back there as well, as North Quincy huddles up and awaiting the kick of the ball. Higgins moves into it. We are underway with the second half. One of the up men feels it at the 25, to the 30, up to the 35, and down to the 39-yard line. It'll be first down as the ball returned by Chris Carlson of the Arlington Spy Ponders, and I know Chris's father. He's a very nice gentleman, colleague of mine named Hank Carlson. He's very, very proud of his son Chris. So got him in the football game and got his name called. So I'll see you on Monday, Dad. So Carlson with the return, and it is first down for the Arlington Spy Ponders as they come out. Tim Hirsch has an I formation behind him. Wing to the right. Man in motion, the wing to the right. Now he comes back the other way. Give to McLaughlin. McLaughlin cuts through the line and gets up to about the 45-yard line for a gain of 5 yards, as he went low and came out of a pile of black jerseys and somehow got 5 yards out of it. So it'll be a second down stop made by Dave Reinhardt of the Red Raiders.
Interesting formation. They come out in an I with a wing, tight line, those splits, and it looks like they're going to run a little power against North Quincy now. So they're running out of that I, which is a power offense. I think they're going to try and run right at North.
Hirsch turns back, looks to his I formation. North Quincy with the 5-man front to give McLaughlin again. Halpin hits him at the line. He falls forward for a yard, but Sean Halpin with a nice play up the middle, and it'll be third down.
Well, it's easier said than done. I said they're going to run against them, but they ran 2 off-tackle plays right to the left side. They made 4 or 5 on that first one, but they didn't make anything on that second one. So, but I still think that's their game right now. They're going to try and go after them.
As some snow flurries are falling here at Nickerson Field, it's 3rd down and 4. Hirsch calling signals, looking around, now puts the mouth guard in. Wing to the right, I formation. Looking at the 5-man North Quincy front play action fake. Here comes Reinhardt. He throws it away. Has his man complete to the 50 and down to the 47-yard line is Brian Donovan, and it will be an Arlington first down.
Well, there's that flood sending a man out of the backfield, the end out on the flat, and then the back coming out on just off the line of scrimmage, and he hit him, found him wide open, and that's a nice play action pass. It floods that one zone on the right hand side or the left hand side, and puts a lot of pressure on the North secondary.
7th first down of the football game for the Spy Punters. They have it at the Red Raider 48-yard line as they come up with Marinelli wide to the left. The ball is right hash mark. Hirsch with an I formation, wing to the right. Now the wing comes in motion to the left. Hirsch gives it to McLaughlin. McLaughlin 45 on his feet to the 40 and down to about the 38-yard line. He is close to a first down. Pat Shea on the tackle for the North Quincy Red Raiders along with Eric DeLore. Let's see where they mark the ball. And they are close, but they are shy by about half a yard, so it will be 2nd down and 1 for the Spy Punters. And young Mr. Bob McLaughlin just showed why he had 800 yards in 7 games with some good moves up the middle of the field. Arlington taking time. Hirsch turning back once again, gives it to his fullback this time. Big hole up the middle, and he is dragged down at about the 21-yard line by Jeremy Gott. As Arlington just taking the power game and blowing some big holes in the North Quincy line.
Well, that's what they want to do, Chad. I had the feeling they were going to do this in the beginning of the ball game, and they didn't do it. Now they're starting out this second half. This is their type of football. Come right at you with the out of the eye and run a little play action pass once in a while, and that's just what they're doing. They're using these great backs that they have.
They give it to McLaughlin, and he is in trouble at the 25-yard line and is manhandled down on a nice play by David Pacino. We'll see where they mark the ball. McLaughlin complaining to the official, saying that he was roughed up a little too much. The official saying no way, and it's back to the 25-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 12 on the 2-yard loss.
Well, they tried a little counter then. They tried a counter step and then come back to the right. Pacino was right there in his face.
Hirsch calling signals. Receivers left and right. Backs now split. Play action fake. Hirsch is back to pass. Looking in the end zone. Has a man. It's intercepted, but we've got a penalty flag as Tony Licciardi picked it off. But we've got a penalty flag, and I think we're going to have pass interference against North Quincy, and you can hear the Red Raider fans. And that will give Arlington the ball, 1st and goal at the 1-yard line on the pass interference.
Well, I don't know. I didn't see any pass interference on that.
Here's the replay.
He was right in front of him.
Hirsch with a nice bootleg rolls around his own left side and goes for the end zone. As we're looking, I think it was before the camera. The camera, I think there was maybe a bit of pushing, but not of a penalty nature. But it's a penalty against the North Quincy Red Raiders, and they are going to call timeout with 7:15 to go in this 3rd quarter. North 6, Arlington nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Now back here at Nickerson Field, it will be first down for the Spy Ponders. First and goal from the 10-yard line after the pass interference call against North Quincy. Then the Red Raider defense will have to come up big as they are exhorting the crowd, and you can hear them in front of us to cheer it up as the North Quincy defense will try and keep Arlington out of the end zone. The backs shift out of the eye now. Hirsch running around. Finally, he goes under center, and he gives it to the right halfback. He's got a hole, and he is in. Touchdown, Arlington. As the Spy Ponders are on the board, it is a 6-6 football game.
Well, he got a quick handoff right off his left guard. There was a nice hole there. He just opened up a little seam, and he went in standing up. But as I said earlier, that was Arlington's type of football. They go right after you, and that's the way they started this half. I could tell by the way they lined up on a tight formation, on that I formation, they were going to go right after North Quincy. But I still have my doubts on that pass interference, and that's that field judge downfield. That's what he's there for. But I don't know. I still have my doubts. It was too good a call, but that's football, so the big point coming up.
Andy Jones with the touchdown. Hirsch will try and break the tie. Ball down. Kick is up, and it is through the uprights. So the Spy Ponders have taken the first lead for them today. It is Arlington 7, North Quincy 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Back here at BU, let's get down with this turn of events to John Nickerson.
Charlie, the touchdown has not dampened the spirits of the North Quincy Red Raiders bench, and they are still questioning that interference call. Coach Ken McPhee came out and said that was no interference call. Nice pick, he said to the player who intercepted it. So they're not despondent. They're not down. They're going to go out there, and Liam Higgins just can't wait to get his hands on the football.
All right, thank you, John. Tom, very important now for North Quincy to reestablish the offense.
Yeah, they've got to get it going now. They can't be too anxious. They got to be patient and get going what they want to get going. But as I said before, they got to pass behind that secondary a little bit.
Brian Donovan kicks it off, and it will be Licciardi at his 18 to the 20, and is hacked down at the 28-yard line. Got his legs taken right out from under him by Chris Carlson. Another good special teams play, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders. The ball resting at their own 30-yard line.
Of course, Arlington now, that was a great psychological pickup for him to come right out there in the beginning of the ball game, 3 or 4 minutes, and get 7 points on the board. So they're sky high right now. So North Quincy is just, as they say, got to be patient, work this ball, and not take any, big chances.
Josh Gott, the fullback, with Sinclair injured. Higgins on first down. Play action fake to Skane. Higgins looking to throw, now in trouble, and throws out a dying quail. It's incomplete. And again, that could have been intercepted. Oh, yeah. Brian Donovan at the 35-yard line dove for it along with a North Quincy player. But it is an incomplete pass, and it will be 2nd down for North Quincy.
Well, he has a tendency to do that. When he gets trapped, he has a tendency to just kind of get rid of it, lob it up there, and he can't do that. You got to take the hit, you got to take the loss. That's part of playing quarterback. You can't be over anxious because you'll throw that ball right into a defender's hand.
He had 2 players hitting him just as he got it away, and nearly did complete it, but a very dangerous pass, and it's 2nd down. Licciardi goes in motion to the left from the shotgun. Higgins is back, sets up over the middle, and it is intercepted by Arlington at the 45-yard line. Taken by Doug Smith, and he is into North Quincy territory and down to about the 27-yard line, as Higgins underthrew his intended receiver, and Smith was there to pick it off, and it will be Arlington 1st down deep in North Quincy territory.
Well, that was a long pass. It covered over 35, 40 yards downfield, and the secondary of Arlington just backed up and had that whole deep zone covered, and they picked it off. I don't know. He tried to hit the deep man. I don't know if he had anybody underneath or not. I couldn't see, but
he had Shea and Reinhardt. He was trying to hit Reinhardt, but it was short, and it was picked off. And Arlington's on the door once again, and tackle made by Nick Mastrogiacomo for the Red Raiders of North Quincy. 7-6 Arlington with the lead. 6:43 to go here in the third quarter.
Well, I'm sure that Arlington's going to come right out and run this right up the middle, right off tackle again against North Quincy, and try and open this ball game up. So North Quincy's got to dig in. They've been running off that left side of North Quincy pretty well. Not the right-hand side of North Quincy, their left-hand side, and right off the between the middle guard and the tackle. So we'll see what they do. I think they'll power it right up the field and try and power it in for another TD.
Biggest series for the North Quincy defense of the year right now. Hirsch calling signals. Man in motion. Play action. Fake rush is on. He throws it out incomplete. Looking for Andy Jones as fullback, but there were black jerseys all around Hirsch, and he had to get it away before he was ready. It'll be second down. Coverage by Eric Delory of the North Quincy Red Raiders.
Well, I was surprised they went for the pass on that, but I was very surprised that they did. I thought they'd go right at him because they've had so much success, but hey, that's one down that they haven't got.
We'll be announcing 2 trophies for players of the game from North Quincy at the end of this. One for an offensive player and the other for a lineman. So stay tuned. We'll be making that announcement. Second down and 10. Handoff to McLaughlin. Flag is thrown. He gets to the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. But I think we've got an Arlington penalty, and this will come back.
Yeah, I think so. They threw it on that side of the line, but that was just an off tackle with the motion man going over there from the right side and hitting the end for North Quincy, and they went right off tackle. Power again. They're coming right at him.
And it was illegal motion, the call, as the snowflakes fall here at Nickerson Field, not amounting to anything.
I think what happened on that, the motion man turned upfield before the snap of the ball, and he's not allowed to do that naturally.
So that moves them back to the 32-yard line, and it will be second down for the Spy Ponders. Clock moving with 6:27 to go in the third quarter. Arlington with a 7-6 lead over the North Quincy Red Raiders. As Hirsch, he has talked up volumes to his running backs in this second half. I formation as he drops back. He's setting up a screen, has his man complete at the 35 to the 30, 25, and down to about the 23-yard line on the screen pass to Andy Jones. And that is a nice gain of 10 yards, and it will set up a 3rd and 5.
That was a nice screen out there to the left side. They had a couple of 2 or 3 blockers, and they picked up that good yardage out there. So it's a 3rd and a long 7 or 8 to go here for a first down. This is a big play for North Quincy. The defense has got to rise to the occasion right now.
As the snow falls, North Quincy's defense digs in. 6 men front, back split. They give it to the fullback. He is hit by Reinhardt and taken down as Reinhardt got him at the line of scrimmage and would not give up. He had him around the waist, and he would not let him get any further. Jones taken down, and it will be 4th down for the Spy Ponders.
Well, there was 2 bulls in the china closet over there, Reinhardt and Jones, the big fullback, but as you'd say, he wouldn't let go of his waist and finally pulled him down, but there was quite a struggle. So that was here's the big one right now. North Quincy's got a hold.
And they are going to go for it. They send trips to the right. Hirsch rolls out to the right, looking to throw, has a man open, but it is incomplete at the 12-yard line. Out of bounds. The intended was Brian Donovan, the wingback, but it was incomplete. On the coverage was Sean Skane. So the North Quincy defense holds. They will go on offense. It's Arlington 7-6 back in 30 seconds.
Arlington guy pushing off, buddy. I definitely saw the Arlington guy pushing off. The North guy pushing forward. Two back to the
Back here at Nickerson Field, North Quincy lined up, and they called a timeout, so the entire 11 will surround Coach Ken McPhee. 5:18 to go in this third quarter, a 7-6 lead. And Tom, you said when North Quincy got the touchdown about the point after, and indeed it did come back to bite North Quincy as Arlington was successful on the kick, and that the part of their lead right now, the 1-point lead, is the kick.
Yeah, I never seen it fail. You missed that first one, you're always in trouble. It just seems that you missed that first point, and boy, the other team gets a TD and gets that extra point. Here you are, 7-6, and that's the situation North Quincy finds itself in now. But North Quincy's got to get this offense in gear, and they got to get some field position up here and start running and passing that football a little bit, get some consistency, and they're having a hard job doing it right now.
So Higgins has his back split, has receivers left and right. Shea left, Duncan to the right, back split. Higgins is under center. Looking over that big front wall of Arlington. He's back to pass, looking for Shea. It is caught, complete to the 50-yard line as Pat Shea almost stole the ball out of Brian Donovan's arms. The two of them went for it together, and Shea with it for a 28-yard pickup and a North Quincy first down.
Well, Donovan hadn't grabbed him by the arm, Charlie, he would have been gone. He just made a desperate grab out here after Shea caught the ball and grabbed him by the sleeve of his arm and just pulled him down. If he hadn't, Shea would have gone all the way, because we know how fast he was. Nobody would have caught him. The two of them were downfield all by themselves, so that gets down. That gives North Quincy some good field position.
First and 10 at the midfield stripe for the Red Raiders. 4:53 to go, third quarter. Arlington up by 1 point. Back split. Here comes the blitz. Higgins picks it up, throws complete to Shea to the 42-yard line.
That was beautiful. They had a blitz on, and Higgins threw that ball with a linebacker right in his face. It's a quick or a fire, which we call. The call's made up on the line. If you see those blitzes coming, and you just send a back or a tight end right down the field and hit him on a quick one, and he executed it beautifully. So that's what they've got to do. If those linebackers come, you've got to get rid of that football down quick.
7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3 for North Quincy as Shea has caught two passes in a row. His father up doing one of the TV cameras, Leo Shea, very proud of his son. Also, as a daughter, played on the North Quincy State Championship volleyball team. Now Higgins yells out at something to Dan Duncan. He has his backs in an I formation, some movement in that Arlington line. Pass play incomplete, intended for Shea at the 25-yard line. And Brian Donovan for Arlington, the closest man to it, got a hand on it but couldn't call it in for the interception. And now North Quincy will have 3rd down and 3.
Well, they got to get this 3 yards. It's a very important first down right here. He just overthrew that ball a little bit and looked like a post pattern about 15 yards downfield, but he just overthrew him. He was open, but he just overthrew him.
Well, Liam Higgins, one of the few high school quarterbacks I've ever known that does check off at the line, and I think that's what he was doing as he looked at the Arlington line and wanted to call another play and did.
Well, Arlington's playing a lot of games. They got 6, 7, 8, 9 men up there.
I formation, Higgins on the handoff to a Skane. Skane up the middle and out to the left for a first down of a 35-yard line. As Sean Skane gets the 8th North Quincy first down.
Well, that was a beautiful run by Skane. He got hit behind the line. He shook off a tackle over here off the left tackle. It was a left tackle run, and he shook off one of the blockers, shook off another one in the secondary, and picked up that very, very important first down over here. So that's what North Quincy's got to do. They got to put the ball in the air. They've got to run, and they've got to pick up these blitzing linebackers from Arlington, and they're doing a pretty good job right now.
And we get a whistle as the clock is stopped, and Arlington, I believe, calls the timeout with 3:24 to go in the third quarter. It's Arlington 7, North Quincy 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Timeout, Arlington. fans on the visiting side of the field. Concession stands are open in Walter Brown Arena behind Section K.
All right, back here, let's quickly get down on the field to John Nickerson and find out what the mood is along the North Quincy bench. John, it's yours.
Well, the North Quincy bench is very confident. Charlie, Liam Higgins said, but when we talked to him before the half, that he was going to come out throwing. He has. He's been looking for Shea on the last 3 plays. He has found him twice, and you got to love that kid. He wears number 13, Charlie.
Absolutely. 1st and 10, the ball at the Spy Ponder 35-yard line. There is a bit of a breeze that has picked up. It is blowing at North Quincy's back here in the 3rd quarter. Sean Skane gets the handoff, and he is stood up and will be taken down for a loss of a yard as he tried to go left side, and Adam Moscatel in to make the tackle, and it will be 2nd down and 11 for North Quincy.
Yeah, they tried to run that ball again on 1st and 2nd down, but I tell you, Arlington's got 6 men up there, 3 linebackers, and they're all coming, so it's pretty tough to run against them on 1st and 2nd down from tackle to tackle, maybe outside.
And see, North Quincy.
It looks like a North Quincy timeout, maybe an official's timeout.
No, the officials. Sure, exactly what they're. It's not a time requirement. They're over talking to Coach John Hanley of the Spy Ponders, and
he got an injury over here, equipment change or something. I think this.
One of the Arlington players, Brian Patterson, who's the right tackle, was limping and went back to the huddle. He's not the one that's going out, but he was shaken up. I believe he's still in there wearing number 77.
I think the kid that's going out, I'm not sure. I can't pick up his number, Charlie, but I think the referee saw that he was hurt, and that's why he called timeout to get him out of there.
Shane McNeely, I believe it was, number 34. So 2nd down for North Quincy. At the 35-yard line, Higgins is back to pass. He's looking long. He's looking for Shea. He's got it. Touchdown.
What are you talking about?
Oh, they say he bobbled it in the end zone, and it looked like a North Quincy touchdown, but the officials say no. Shea was kind of.
He caught it first.
He caught it, and I think he broke the play to the end zone, but we'll see on the replay.
Yeah, he didn't seem to put up much of a protest, but
all right, now here's the replay. Let's for you watching the TV. As Shea beat the coverage, he
put it in,
caught the ball, and
no, he didn't have control.
He did well.
Well, it's questionable. It's questionable. He might not have had control, but I don't know.
All right, Coach Ken McPhee trying to plead his case, but the officials hearing none of it. Now Higgins is going to ask for timeout. So with 2:33 to go in this 3rd quarter, and Arlington with a 7-6 lead, will take 30 seconds.
Arlington seems to be getting used to driving people into the sideline and stuff. I'm surprised that they wouldn't allow that. I think there's a whole interference call there. Some of the Arlington guys took off. I don't know what happened before that. That's the broad street severity.
He used 3 timeouts.
Oh, the snow is really coming down now, and let's see if we can find him in the crowd, John Nickerson.
Charlie, thank you very much. On that pass play to Shea, it looked to me like he had it, but the official ruled that it touched the ground, bounced off the ground as he was going into the end zone. Back up to you.
Baloney. That's my comment. Higgins back to pass on
Screen
3rd
again.
down.
Screen
Again to Raftery. He's got it at the 30. He's got some room at the 20, at the 10, and Brian Raftery is dragged down out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. 1st down for the Red Raiders. As Raftery And you called it once again, Tom. Here's the screen, and there it was. And Raftery takes it down inside the 10. First and goal for North Quincy.
Well, he got ahead of steam when he caught that football. I'm telling you, he ran over 2 or 3 of the Arlington defenders. I wouldn't want to have been in his way when he was rolling down that sideline. He almost got it in the end zone. So North Quincy's coming right back at him.
Beautiful pass play, Raftery. He has the North Quincy touchdown earlier, and he comes up with a big play for a first down. First and goal, North Quincy at the Arlington 9.5. Sean Skane goes in motion, and we get a whistle, and we're going to have a penalty against North Quincy as Peter Licciardi came out of his three-point stance, so it will cost the Red Raiders 5 for procedure as referee John Magnarelli with the indication. So that will move him back 5 yards. Of course, you think touchdown, but North Quincy has Liam Higgins who can kick a field goal, and Arlington's lead is just a point. So that is a possibility as well, and North has the wind at their back here in the third quarter with 2:22 to go.
Yeah, they're going to try for that touchdown. They want that six points right now. I'd like to see them get it too. I think that would be a little more insurance for a whole quarter to go.
Trips to the right. One man in the backfield. He comes in motion now. That's Licciardi. Higgins drops straight back. Has the time. Looks for a receiver. Can't find anybody. Now runs with a football and gets down to about the 12-yard line. So he gained 3 yards as Andy Jones took him down as his receivers were all covered. And it will be second and goal from the Arlington 12.
Well, he had 3 receivers out there, but none of them could shake loose. They're all in the end zone. Of course, when you work in that end zone, you shorten your field down. So he did the smart thing. He ate the football, put his head down, and picked up 3 yards, and that was the smart thing. He didn't let that ball go. Want to take any chances down here, now give up that football.
Now Higgins asked for a timeout.
Boy,
so this is
timeout.
That's their 4th timeout. So North Quincy using up a lot of timeouts here in the third quarter with 1:34 to go. It is Arlington 7, North Quincy 6. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Timeout, Arlington.
He actually has a call there. 6-2 or 3. He's up to decent speed. You're right, so they had to turn it. That's funny, because the offensive line is supposed to be really weak. Look at his front foot, they're all on the plastic. Oh, yeah? Yeah. I think they're all in experience coming into the year. Like last week with the big...
People very special to the North Quincy high school squad who are no longer with us. One of them, young Tommy Gilmartin, who was the ball boy for several years, and he has been, and his memory has been an inspiration to this North Quincy squad. Second and goal from the 12. Higgins is under center, has just one man behind him in the backfield. Higgins is in trouble. He throws the ball from his knees almost, and it is incomplete as he threw it in the end zone. The intended receiver was Brian Raftery, who nearly came up with a touchdown.
Well, he threw that with the... He saw him out there. It was kind of desperation, but he did see that, as you say, he did see Raftery in the corner, so he just didn't throw it up for grabs.
And now with third down for North Quincy, third and goal. The ball is at the Arlington 12-yard line. Snow subsides a little bit, not really sticking or anything, just some flurries. Licciardi goes out to the right. 3 receivers, Duncan, Shea, and Licciardi to the right. And now man in motion out of the backfield. Higgins is back to pass, throws into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Tried to hit one of his wideouts at about the 1-yard line. I believe it was Dan Duncan, the intended receiver, but the ball sailed by him, and now it is 4th and goal. And let's see if the kicking tee is going to come out, or if North Quincy is going to try and punch it into the end zone.
Lamb's going to try it.
Yep, the tee is out there. Pat Shea will do the holding.
Well, I think the last time that extra point didn't Arlington get a breakthrough and get a piece of the ball.
They got a piece of the ball.
So North Quincy, the line has really got a block on this.
It's going to be from we'll call it the 20, make it a 30-yard field goal attempt for Liam Higgins. Ball down. Kick is up. Long enough. High enough, but it is no good. They say it was wide. So the try for the field goal, no good. Arlington holds on to the lead. It is 7-6. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Major college guys that I think, like most of the guys in recent years have gone to Boston College and North Carolina. These are like humongous. They have the biggest high school in the East Coast. 5,600 kids. So they got a bunch of white guys in the family. They always have some brothers with some speed. Yeah.
First down for Arlington at their own 20-yard line as the defense holds up. Higgins missed a field goal that would have given North Quincy the lead. Hirsch throws it out, has a receiver at the 50, but it is incomplete, and that should be offensive pass interference as Tony Licciardi was tackled by Joe Barinelli, but the official does not call it, and it will be second down. As Licciardi pleaded his case, and it looked like offensive pass interference to me.
Now the ball was by him. It wasn't catchable, but he said, no, right, it was questionable. But North Quincy hasn't gotten a break here in this half, that's for sure. Maybe they'll make one on their own. They made one, maybe they'll make another one.
Second down and 10. Back split now behind Hirsch. Receivers left and right. Hirsch is back to pass, setting up a screen, throwing it out, and it is caught and dragged out of bounds is the receiver. That was McLaughlin as he was dragged out of bounds by Halpin, I believe it was, or Licciardi, Tony Licciardi. And that'll be a loss of 4 yards.
Well, that was a screen. It was going out to the left side, but Licciardi stayed right with that man going out, either an end or a back that went out to get that screen. He stayed right with him. He went across his face. He saw him, and he stayed right with him out there, and they just it went for naught. I'm surprised right now to see Arlington come out throwing right now down in their own territory with a 7-6 lead.
Very surprising, and with a 6-yard loss, they face 3rd and 16 back at their own 15-yard line. Hirsch on a handoff to the fullback, straight ahead Jones, and he gets back to the 19, maybe to the 20, so he gains 6 up the middle, but it will be 4th down, and they'll be forced to punt it away to North Quincy, who should get pretty good field position. As this will come, Hirsch will get it away for about his own 10-yard line, and going back will be Tony Licciardi and Pat Shea.
Oh, my goodness, for a bad snap or a block kick, huh? That's what Kenny's praying for down there.
And on the other side, Coach John Hanley hoping not, but he does get a good snap from center, and it is a poor kick. Miserable kick. It bounces at the 40 and will take an Arlington bounce up to the 44. That's where North Quincy will start at the Ponder 44-yard line. 23 seconds to go, third quarter. 7-6 Arlington will return in 30 seconds.
Yeah. No, there's a big, it's massive investment. The 4 or 5 teams really play, and then everybody else plays it like this one. Not yeah, so this is not having a good day, but this is a good deal. This is not having a good time.
Both teams lined up at the line of scrimmage, and we're going to have a procedure call, and it'll go against North Quincy as they are guilty. So it'll be 1st and 15 for the Red Raiders back at the midfield stripe. And North Quincy 50 yards away from the end zone. They had a chance to take the lead, but the Liam Higgins 30-yard field goal attempt sailed wide to the right. Higgins brings 3 receivers to the right. The ball is left hash mark. Just one man in the backfield behind Higgins as he drops straight back, looking right over the middle. Has Reinhardt complete, breaks a tackle at the 40, 35, and down to the 33-yard line goes Dave Reinhardt. An 11-yard pickup and a first down for the Red Raiders.
Beautiful pass, a beautiful catch. Reinhardt again ran over 2 or 3 people. Great break for North Quincy here on that bad punt, and they gotta make some of these breaks pay off now. They just can't get down inside the 20 or inside the 10 and bog down. They got to put that ball in the end zone.
Well, time 5 seconds. We may not get another play off before this quarter ends. Higgins just looking around, and we do not. That is the end of the third quarter here at BU's Nickerson Field with our score, Arlington 7, North Quincy 6. We'll take a 60-second break and be back with a fourth quarter.
We're at the end of 3 quarters of play. The score is 7-6. Spy Ponders over Red Raiders. A couple of crazy calls out in the field. There should have been a touchdown for North Quincy. One referee had his hands up, but the head judge said no. And there should have been an offensive interference also on Arlington, and the judge said no, same judge. So things haven't been going their way for North Quincy, but they're starting to get the ball rolling right now. Liam Higgins is 8 for 17 for 188 yards in the airways. And right now they're starting to come out. Balls on the 34-yard line to be first and 10 to start the fourth quarter.
Nickerson in just a moment. We have 11 minutes to go in the season. The Division 1B championship on the line. Arlington with a 7-6 lead over North Quincy right now as the Spy Ponders with a 10-yard touchdown run by Andy Jones, and then Hirsch kicked the point after that. The difference in the game so far. Raftery with a North Quincy touchdown. The pitch going to Sean Skane, left side. He's on his feet to the 30 and down to the 27-yard line goes Sean Skane for the North Quincy Red Raiders. Now let's go down to the sideline and John Nickerson.
Thank you, Charlie. And listening to Ken McPhee address his troops there at the end of the third quarter, he said, we're in a ball game, we've got the ball, and we're going to move it. And they've come out on the first play. Skane picked up a first down, and the North Quincy Red Raiders are confident now that they're going to be able to score. Charlie?
All right, we'll see what goes here. 2nd and 4 for North Quincy. Ball at the 27. As Higgins has Josh Gott in the backfield again with the 3 receivers out to the right. They give it to Gott. And Gott is hit after gaining maybe a yard right up the middle and didn't get much of anything. Roger Ty making the stop for the Spy Ponders. And now it'll be 3rd down for North Quincy. 3rd and 3 with the ball at the Arlington 26.
Yeah, they just gave a quick handoff to the tailback, but he didn't make anything. He ran right into a real pile up in the middle there. So North Quincy's got to come outside. They got to pass now.
So they pretty much have 2 shots at it, too far out for a field goal. So if they don't get it on 3rd down, they'll try for 4th down. As Higgins back to pass, setting up pass play. Reinhardt has it and dropped it as he had it and looked upfield and dropped it at the 20-yard line. That very close to being called a fumble as Reinhardt had it for it looked like a second or so and then dropped the ball as Higgins just threw a rocket. And I'm surprised he caught it, but then he dropped the football.
It's too bad because he had the first down. If he was tackled right there, I think he had the first down. So that was a tough break. But he just, as you said, he picked up his head and started to go. And before he had the football under his armpit.
He caught it up in his shoulder pad, then was bringing it down and just never got it into his stomach. So now 4th and 3 from the 26-yard line. Let's see what Higgins will call. Hasn't called his own number too much today. Let's see what happens as he drops back, rolling out of the pocket, being chased. Throws a heave down here intended for Duncan at the 20, and it is incomplete as he threw it out of bounds, and the Spy Ponders have held and will take the ball on offense. 9:22 to go in this football game as North Quincy comes up short once again, and it will be Arlington ball at their own 26-yard line.
Yeah, that's twice they've had the break, and they haven't been able to put it in there. So let's see what Arlington does now. I'd be surprised if they don't run this football right at them. The last time they come out, they had the ball in their own 15, and they started to throw the ball. So I think they should really start running this football and trying to use up that clock too. But let's see what happens. North Quincy's defense has got to rise to the occasion again.
Andy Jones made a good play for Arlington. He was the one that pressured Higgins out of the pocket on that play. Hand off to McLaughlin, the tailback. Penalty flag is thrown, and we're going to have a call against Arlington for holding as they picked up 4, but this is going to cost them 10 as the call is holding against the Spy Ponders, and this will move them back.
Yeah, that's a break for North again. North, you can't say North outside of those passes. North's been getting some pretty good calls here from the Stripers, and they just haven't taken advantage of it. They've had great field position, but they just haven't put that ball in the end zone.
So they will move the sticks back. 9:17 to go in the football game. Arlington with a 7-6 lead. It has been a defensive struggle, to say the least, as the ball goes back to the 12-yard line.
Well, not many people have left the stands here. It's a cold, raw day here, but everybody's jumping up and down to keep warm. Snowflakes now and then, but I haven't seen anybody leave the stadium yet.
They've certainly gotten their money's worth.
Sure have.
First down and 25 for Arlington. Man in motion. Now he comes back the other way. Give to McLaughlin. Hit at the line. Taken down as McLaughlin. As everybody came in, bottom of the pile, Sean Halpin with the tackle. And it'll be second down and long for the Spy Ponders. Good play by Sean Halpin as he came in to make that stop. Hirsch brings them out on second down. Calling signals. Gives it once again. This time he gives it to Andy Jones as fullback for just about 2 yards. Working the middle of the North Quincy line. Eric DeLore making that stop that time. And so very strange, Tom, as you said. Arlington throwing it deep in their own territory, and now they are running the ball deep in their own territory.
Yeah, I thought last time they tried to, get ball control and keep that ball, then get down in good field position. But right now, of course, they got their back up against the wall. But they get 2 wideouts out of here.
Third down and 22 as Hirsch on the draw play. Goes up the middle, breaking some tackles, and up to about the 20-yard line as they work the draw play, as Bob McLaughlin doing a good job. At least he got Arlington out of the shadow of their own end zone. Only a gain of about 5, but they will be forced to punt it away to North Quincy on 4th down with 7:16 to go in the football game.
Well, you can see why Bob McLaughlin is rated a top ball player. He had over 850 yards this year and 1,400 last year. He just bounced off of 3 tacklers and ran right over North Quincy tacklers. He's a real big, strong runner. He could play in any football team.
And now the punt as Shea is back awaiting Hirsch's punt. The rush was on. He got it away. Fair catch called by Shea at the 50. So that's where North will start. 1st and 10. They trail by a point. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Well, you can see where both of these teams have given up 6 or 7 points a game. Neither one is successful. They don't make big mistakes. Drop the puzzle though. Some guys are big pound of shit on it. And by the second half, they got the big swimmers. The brother,
Higgins is back to pass on 1st down. Has his man complete at the 30, at the 20, 10, 5, and down at about the 1-yard line is Pat Shea for North Quincy. A 49-yard pass play from Higgins to Pat Shea. 1st and goal, Red Raiders.
Boy, what a great catch he made. There was a man right on him. He just reached out and grabbed it and went to that sideline and just turned on. As we say, he's got jets on his feet, Charlie, and he just got pulled down. I thought he was going to outrun that safety man and get in that end zone in the far corner over there, but they're just a one or 2 yard shot. So this is the big test now. Too bad he couldn't get it in there.
Shea with a 48-yard pickup. It's 1st and goal from the 2-yard line. Everybody at home, they hand it to Skane, and he is hit at the line and taken down as the stop made by Brian Patterson for Arlington.
Well, they lined up in a power eye that time. Of course, Arlington had everybody up on the line, and that's the power eye's all right if you got a bigger, stronger line, but. This Arlington defense is a big, strong bunch of kids in the middle, so it's pretty hard to run right at them. They lost about a yard on that, I think, didn't they?
Yep, back to the 3-yard line.
Yeah. They're going to do something different. They might have to waggle out or get that power eye again.
2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Higgins on the play action fake, throws into the end zone. Touchdown!
That's my play.
Dave Reinhardt with a touchdown as the Red Raiders take the lead. It is 12-7.
They got it. I know that play because I helped them put that in one time, and he just fakes that power eye in there, and the left end just delays and just goes over the corner. You look down, the quarterback looks at his backside and just takes the ball and flips to that left end. So it paid off for them, and I'm kind of happy about that one.
Just the way you drew it out. and I waited because I wanted to see Reinhardt hit the ground with the ball.
Oh, my goodness, I hope he doesn't drop it.
Yep, I just wanted to see it. So it is 12-7, and North is going to go for the 2-point conversion. Higgins has Shea in motion. Got in the backfield. Higgins rolls out, throws into the end zone. Complete to Shea for the 2.
He got it.
14-7, North Quincy with the lead with 5:51 to go in the football game. All right, well, let's...
That's a different... Now they put that ball in there. They had to put it in because they lined up with that power eye. And Arlington, going back and reflect on Arlington, everybody in the middle. So that was a great call. They just faked that power eye. The tailback fake going in behind his 2 blockers, and he just looked at the backside of the tailback, just waits a second, and the left end slides out to the corner, and he hit him perfect. Now, as he went down, Charlie, as you said, I thought he was going to drop that ball, but he didn't.
As we're watching the 2-point conversion, Shea caught it and was pushed out of the end zone.
Pushed out,
But it's good for 2. Somewhere down in there is John Nickerson. So, John, it's all yours.
Well, thank you very much, Charlie. And there is a lot of joy on this side of Nickerson Field now as the North Quincy Red Raiders have taken a 14-7 lead. 2 spectacular catches, one by Dave Reinhardt and for the 2-point conversion by Pat Shea. They've got just 5 minutes and 51 seconds to hold on, and they will have a Super Bowl victory. Back up to you.
Higgins kicks it off, and it's off one of the upmen, fielded at the 24-yard line to the 30 to the 33-yard line, and that's where Arlington will start. 1st and 10. They trail by 7 in this football game. So for North Quincy, they will force Arlington to get a touchdown and kick or probably go for 2 for the victory. So the field goal will not help the Spy Ponders right now. And just if you are curious, the tiebreaker rule is in effect for the Super Bowl. Each team would have 1 series from the 10-yard line. If the game would end, it would end in a tie after the 1 series. So we may have a tie, we may not. Let's hope it goes to the red and black. 1st and 10 as Hirsch calls signals, gives to McLaughlin. McLaughlin breaks 1 tackle, gets up to the 35 to the 36-yard line. Dragged down Nathan Gott, making the stop for the Red Raiders. It'll be 2nd down as Coach Ken McPhee, arms folded, pacing back and forth. The longest 5 minutes and 30 seconds of his lifetime are right in front of him.
Yeah, North Quincy's got to dig in now. Their defense has got to rise to the occasion again and hold them.
The North Quincy lineman telling the fans, root it up here. I formation, receivers left and right. Hirsch has a man in motion. He drops straight back. Has the time, has the protection. Now throws it out and throws it short and incomplete.
Everybody was covered. Beautiful job. I watched downfield. Every man in the white sweater there was covered. Beautiful pass defense for North Quincy. There was nobody to look for. He had nobody open, and he had to just kind of throw it underneath, and he really just threw that ball away.
5 minutes, 3 seconds. North Quincy leading 14-7 as they scored with 5:51 to go in this fourth quarter on a 3-yard pass from Higgins to Reinhardt. Shea with the 2 points. That gave North Quincy their second lead of the game. 3rd down and 6. Flags are thrown as Hirsch tried to bootleg around his own right side and got back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about all as North Quincy took him down. I'm not sure.
I think they're trying to run an option then, Charlie.
And the penalty is against Arlington for procedure.
Yeah.
Referee John Magnarelli asking for the North Quincy captain, and that's Pat Shea, and they're going to decline it as
I don't know what happened. Do you? I don't know what the penalty.
It was illegal motion as Hirsch just tried to turn the corner, and indeed it was Eric Delory that took him down. So now it's 4th down and 6 for the Spy Ponders.
It looked like they tried to run an options the first time they did. They had a trailer out there, the quarterback coming down the line with a trailer.
Now they're in punt formation, but they're good special teams. Don't be surprised if they fake it. One man is back. North Quincy sending everybody up, but indeed they do punt it, and Shea's going to watch it bounce at the 35, inside the 20 to about the 15-yard line, and it will be blown dead at the 13-yard line. So North Quincy with 4:26 will have the ball to go. They lead 14-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
So they said the electric schools having a trouble recruiting with the side effect person. They don't have they can't offer scholarships like they used to. That's a lot of money.
Hang on to the ball. You just heard it. That's the coach talking. I'm sure Coach Ken McPhee saying the same thing as North Quincy with the one man in the backfield. Higgins calling signals. Nathan Gott protecting him, and he throws it out in the right flat, and it is incomplete. So it'll be 2nd down. Tom, if there is a weak spot to North Quincy right now, it certainly has to be in the backfield with Sean Nee and Mark Sinclair both out of this football game due to injuries.
Well, they're great backs. They're not big backs. All North backs. They get 3 great backs in that backfield, but they're not big fullback types, and that's what North Quincy. That's I'd say the only weakness on this team is they don't have a big burly fullback that can pick up the 2 or 3 yards when they need it, especially in a situation like this, to make them a threat to the inside.
Clock stop, 4:18 to go. 2nd and 10. North Quincy handoff to Nathan Gott trying to bust free. Gets over the 10 to about the 12-yard line. So he only picked up just a couple of yards and make it 3 yards. So it'll be 3rd down and 7. I believe Arlington just called a timeout. Yes, they did with 4:04 to go in regulation. It is 14-7. North Quincy with the lead over the Spy Ponders. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
They had a good baseball team too, and the coach went over to Marist, and the whole team went over to Marist too. So, and Marist is a good team as it was. So they got. If you do that around here, they really gang up on it. Oh yeah, they no, I meant they pretty much bad here somehow. The principals are so good. Yeah, that's one thing they don't do much around here. They let real noise. So like there's a couple schools in basketball where public schools where they have people kind of going over losing their eyes and like they ganged up on it. They made sure they set them out of tournament one way or the other.
Well, the North Quincy Red Raiders all huddled up, and somewhere down in the huddled masses at the sideline is John Nickerson. John, what's the mood down there?
Well, Coach Ken McPhee is telling his troops to just take it easy, to be calm, to play good football, just to keep their wits about them, and they're going out there now, Charlie, and they're going to try to do just that. And I think you might look for either that dump pass out to Reinhardt, or you might look for Skane to get the ball inside on this down.
Did they get a kick?
All right, and if they do not get it on 3rd and 7, Higgins will be punting from deep within his own territory. 4:04 to go as Higgins has an I formation. Reinhardt goes in motion to the left. Higgins drops back. Here comes the rush. Throws it out. Has Reinhardt complete to about the 19
just missed the first
yard line, and we've got a penalty flag thrown. And I'm not sure just what the call is, but Reinhardt shy of first down yardage. And we'll see what the officials are still talking about it right now. Referee John Magnarelli, ineligible receiver downfield against North Quincy. That's an automatic loss of down. And so that will set North Quincy deep in their own territory, and it will be 4th down, and they'll be forced to punt it away. As Higgins went back, and somebody got downfield as he had to do a little fancy stepping just in front of the goal line.
Oh, boy.
And, the ineligible man was Mike Linnane downfield. And it will be 4th down, and Arlington noted for their special teams. And, Tom, I'm sure they're going to send 10. They're going to come.
They're going to all come, I think.
So Higgins will, this will be the most important punt of his high school football career.
He doesn't get the ball off quick because not the fact that his motion not quick. He takes such big steps. He's a big, tall fella. So they get the down.
Yeah, they did get the down. It was
they get the penalty. Yeah.
So it'll be 3rd down for North Quincy, but all the way back at their own 7-yard line, the snowflakes fall. Higgins drops back a yard shy of the end zone, throws it out, and it is incomplete, intended for Reinhardt. And Reinhardt comes up looking for a penalty. None was called as Shane McNeely celebrating, but he a little extracurricular there with Mr. Reinhardt, but they are not calling it, and so now it will be 4th down, and they will have to punt it away.
Well, I think they'll send 10 guys, 1 safety.
And Higgins
punt right on the end of the end zone.
Higgins with a quick word over to Earl Metzler, the defensive coordinator, and North Quincy has got to get this ball off fairly quickly, as the referee has already blown the whistle. Clock with 3 minutes and 23 seconds to go, as Higgins 4 yards deep in his end zone. 1 man back, set for Arlington. He gets a good snap from center, and he puts the knee down for safety.
Yeah, that's what I thought they might do. Yep.
And Higgins puts the knee down for a safety, and that will give Arlington 2 points, and North Quincy will have a free kick at the 20-yard line with 3:21 to go in this 4th quarter, and North Quincy's lead is now 14-9.
Good move. I think that's a smart move. It just crossed my mind that that wouldn't be a bad move, because I said everybody was coming, and he takes a big, long stride to get rid of that ball. He's not slow, but he takes a big stride, and they have a good chance of blocking that football. So I think that was a very wise move on Kenny's part. It might backfire, but right now it's the smart move to make.
3:21 to go in regulation as Higgins puts the knee down in the end zone for the safety. Arlington, a field goal will not help them, as they need to score a touchdown. And a touchdown would give them a 1-point lead without any extra points. So it will be all up to the North Quincy defense. Now, North Quincy can punt it, or they can kick it off from the 20-yard line. It is a free kick, and Higgins will kick it from the tee as the snow really starts coming down, and it's beginning to collect on the AstroTurf here at BU's Nickerson Field. Very hard rug, from what I understand.
Well, this will be a day never to forget, I tell you, if North Quincy wins this ball game, when we reflect on what kind of a day it was.
As Higgins puts in the ball, and he gets it all the way over the Arlington players' heads. It's picked up back at the 15-yard line and returned to about the 21-yard line as Liam Higgins just put that ball in the air for about 50 or 60 yards right over the Arlington receivers.
20 yards over there.
And now Arlington will have to go way back to get the touchdown as the Arlington defenders, all of a sudden that ball is by them and by them and by them. And
well, he can kick. There's no two ways about it. That's what surprised me when he missed that field goal, that went wide, because he'll kick 100 of them 50 yards over that field goal post every day in practice.
First down from the 24-yard line. Hirsch on the draw play to McLaughlin. Hit at the line, gaining just a couple of yards, and that is about all. Stop made by Justin Dilks of the North Quincy Red Raiders. It'll be second down. We have 3 minutes to go in regulation. Clock is moving. North Quincy leading Arlington 14-9 as the snow flies here at Nickerson Field. And as Tom said earlier, not a soul has headed for the exits.
This is something to see if you had not here. Boy, I'll tell you, that snow coming down, everybody standing.
Hirsch on second down, drops straight back, throws it out in the right flat, and it is incomplete. That close to being pass interference, but Tony Licciardi got away with it as he pushed a little bit on Brian Donovan.
Boy, you get better eyes than I have to see through that snow over there, Charlie. I can't see that far sideline the way it's coming down.
Well, I'm watching the monitor here, the monitor isn't even getting it. It looks like a fight between two polar bears.
I tell you, that snow is coming down hard. The field is covered already.
It is third down and 9. The ball is at the 25-yard line. The North Quincy fans trying to hoop it up. 3 receivers split wide to the right for the Spy Ponders. Hirsch drops back. Here comes the rush. He's setting up a screen. It's incomplete.
That ball is hard to handle now. That's getting slippery out there, so the offense is really limited.
Andy Jones could not come up with the football. And now it is 4th down and 9 for the Arlington Spy Ponders. And you can hear the fans, and now Arlington is going to call a timeout, and John Nickerson somewhere down in there. How do the field conditions look? It's pretty well covered by snow right now.
Charlie, the field is very, very slick. It is completely covered by snow right now, and it's going to make it very, very tough for Arlington to pick up a first down here. They've got 4th down, 9 yards to go. Field conditions are not good for them, and the mood down here on the North Quincy Red Raiders bench is one of joy, one of real joy.
All right, John, I'll tell you what, if you keep your microphone open, I'd like to have the crowd noise and the punching of the pads on this 4th down play, 4th and 9. And I think meteorologist Rob Gilman brought the snow and Jim Manning at the right time as the snowstorm right now a bit of the 12th man for the North Quincy Red Raiders.
Well, he said it would come in the afternoon, so it came just 1 o'clock now, and it's really coming down, so his forecast is just about right. But he timed it perfect, I think, for North Quincy.
This is WJDA Quincy, 4th down and 9 from the 25-yard line as Hirsch looks left, looks right, awaiting the snap. No men in the backfield. He rolls to the right, skating around, has his ball thrown out here, and it is batted away, incomplete. The North Quincy Red Raiders have held as Hirsch threw it down long to about the 40-yard line for Brian Donovan, but it falls incomplete. And the North Quincy Red Raiders hold with 2:14 to go in regulation and a 14-9 lead.
Boy, that defense has played some ball today, I'll tell you. They set these touchdowns up for North Quincy for the offense today, but just can't say enough about this North Quincy team. They're opportunists. They knocked on the door a couple of times. They didn't get it in, but their defense held and they finally get it in. But this half is really Charlie, this half, in all fairness, has really been all North Quincy. Outside of that first series of downs when Arlington had that ball. So North Quincy's just got to hang on to that football now.
Ball at the 25-yard line. Higgins, handoff to Sean Skane. Skane going left side and is dragged back, but I think he's going to pick up about 3, 4, 5 yards. We'll see where the officials mark it as the snow really coming down. Eric, unofficially timeouts for Arlington. Probably about 3 left, perhaps.
I still got that one.
So North with just one timeout. Arlington has used a timeout, so the clock is stopped with 2 minutes and 6 seconds to go in regulation. It is 14-9 North Quincy, and let's send it back down to John Nickerson. I think he's in the middle of the crowd and he can't hear it. So.
Hey, I did pick you up there.
There you are,
and
John.
Listening to Coach Ken McPhee talk to his players, he is pointing up to the scoreboard and said, look, it's their last timeout. They have none left. He wants them, of course, to control the ball and to just run out the clock.
So Arlington out of timeouts, and North Quincy with a 2nd down and 4. The ball at the 21-yard line. The Red Raiders with a 5-point lead. As they come up, no wide receivers. I with a slot. Raftery is the slot man, and they give it to Sean Skane. Skane straight ahead for about 2, maybe 3 yards. Stop made by Adam Muscatel for the Spy Ponders of Arlington. It'll be 3rd down and 4. Clock moving with 1:45. So North Quincy will take as much time as possible, perhaps even take the penalty right now.
Take the penalty now, sure.
Take the delay of game call as they are just watching that clock go down. Referee John Magnarelli looking at his clock, and there goes the flag. 1:22 left, and the 5-yard penalty against North Quincy for delay of game will give them a 3rd down and 9 from the 24-yard line of Arlington. And the Spy Ponders right now cannot stop the clock, and some long-looking faces over on the far side for Arlington, but this one is not in the bag yet.
Oh, it sure isn't. This is a good Arlington football team. I guess we're a little partial over here, I could say this morning, Charles, but this is a good Arlington football team out here. They're a tough team. They'll never give up, and it's not anything can happen with a minute to go. It isn't in the bag yet.
3rd down and 9. Handoff to Sean Skane for just a couple of yards as he is hit and taken down, and it will be 4th down, and a little bit of pushing from the Arlington side of the field. We do have an injured Arlington player, so that will stop the clock as Brian Patterson is shaken up, and so the clock is stopped for the injury with 1:04 to go. Patterson, the player earlier on that I said was limping around, and he is being attended to, looking at his left leg, and he is not faking. That is a legitimate injury.
Yeah, he's out straight. Now he's getting, he's sitting up now, but he's all right. But he got a good whack there, I guess, as you say, probably on his leg. But now that clock's down to 1:04, so North Quincy one play, and they just got to hang on.
All right.
They'll be the Super Bowl champs.
Division 1B champions. And Tom, we go back to 1975. You were an assistant coach in the North Quincy squad. I was in my 3rd year of doing the games when North Quincy played Woburn. They lost to Woburn that day, and it's taken a few years to get back into this one, but right now it looks like we're going to be on the winning side of the field.
Well, I think there's a lot of happy people for North Quincy, and yours truly and yourself This is a great day for North Quincy tradition in football. We only had 2 undefeated teams. We have great football teams in North Quincy throughout the years, but we've only had 2 undefeated teams. And this, as you say, we missed the Super Bowl and said we lost the Super Bowl in '75 against a great Woburn team. No disgrace, they had a great team that year, but it's so good to see these kids now come back and win the O'Connor League, go 10-0 in the league, win Thanksgiving, and then come into this ball game. And with 1 minute, less than 1 minute
Clock
to go,
is moving
now, and if they can hang on, they'll be Division I champions. So what a great thing, and I'm so happy for Ken McPhee and his great coaching staff. What a job they've done this year.
As Higgins comes out, 44 seconds, clock is moving as he looks around, and we'll get another penalty as they stop the clock. North Quincy with a delay of game with 37 seconds to go, as Arlington trying to get the ball. They will get the ball unless North Quincy can come up with 12 yards. It'll be 4th and 12 from the 27-yard line. And if Arlington gets the ball, they're going to have 70 some odd yards to go, depending on where it will be. There will be a trophy presentation out on the field to both the winning team and the losing team, as a trophy or a plaque actually will be presented. And from the I formation, full house. Now we get a whistle, and the officials stopping things. Clock stopped with 37 seconds to go. And North Quincy on a procedure penalty. That'll move them a little further back.
Yeah, don't get too far.
And that's right, don't get too far is right. We'll see what happens here, whether they just run it and let the defense take it over.
They'll have to.
And
they'll have to give him a play. So.
Yep, they're going to give him a play. They send nobody wide, so they're just going to run it into the line, and Arlington have one more chance. Higgins keeps the ball as he tried to bootleg right side and was taken down by Brian Donovan. So now with 31 seconds to go, Arlington will have one final chance at it, as the ball is on their own 32-yard line. 68 yards away. Arlington needs a touchdown as they trail by 5, as Mr. Hirsch will get one more shot at it. So North Quincy people celebrating, already North Quincy fans lining the field, but this can be a very long 31 seconds, and let's see what they can come up with.
Put them all back there. Defense.
4 receivers go to the right. Just 3 down linemen as Hirsch is back to pass, rushes on, he gets it away, and it is complete and down to about the 40-yard line of Arlington.
Not going to do them any good, but.
As they get down to about the 40, as the clock is stopped, as they move the sticks, it is a first down. The ball at the 40-yard line. So Arlington with 23 seconds. And let's see, do we have another injury? We do have an injured Arlington player. So the clock is stopped with 23 seconds to go. Arlington is 40 yards away from the end zone, as the pass play worked for about 17, 18 yards.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. They put 4 men out there, and North Quincy only put 3 out to cover them. So North Quincy better get, I know they're playing a pass prevent defense, but they better get another man out there and start covering. Now they get 3 to this side.
Hirsch back to pass, setting up, looking left, has a receiver, but he overthrows him. It was Brian Donovan, the intended, down at about the 20-yard line. Tony Licciardi on the coverage for North Quincy, along with Keith Lentini. And there are just 7 seconds to go. And barring a penalty, this may be Arlington's last shot at it, as they've got to put it in the end zone. as Earl Metzler and Ken McPhee talking with Lentini for North Quincy, Tony Licciardi, the deep backs in Arlington has
Who
taken
took the timeout? Arlington?
North Quincy using their last time out.
They had one left. I didn't think they had one left.
So they did have the one timeout. So Coach Ken McPhee uses it with 7 seconds to go, and a lot of North Quincy fans huddling up on the sideline as they are getting ready to go out and celebrate. I see John Nickerson down in there, but I won't call on him yet because he's trying to put his ear into eavesdrop on the words of Coach Ken McPhee. So right now it's the Hail Mary for the Arlington Spy Ponders. And John Nickerson, you had your ear in there. What's the word?
Ken McPhee is telling the players, his defensive team, to watch it on the outside. Be careful of the outside and the wideouts.
Well, you never know. It could be the old hook and lateral here.
Where's the coverage out here?
Well,
not that deep.
Well, let's see. Everybody out for North Quincy. Just a 3-man wall as Hirsch is back to pass. He throws in the end zone, throws it up, and it is caught for a touchdown by Arlington. It is caught in the end zone as Arlington throws a Hail Mary, and it is caught. Now, wait a minute. The North Quincy players are jumping up and down. Now, wait a minute. John Nickerson, can you straighten us out down there?
He wasn't in.
Now, he maybe.
Charlie, it is not a touchdown. It is not a touchdown. The referee says he did not get in the end zone.
All right, that's
North Quincy has won the game. I believe time has expired.
Time is gone. Time is gone.
It is gone. The referee indicated touchdown.
No, but the other.
He indicated touchdown.
He did indicated it, but the official.
And now he just waved it off.
No, the official that was closest to the ball when it was caught waved it that it had been dead on about the 1-yard line.
One of the officials, it is a North Quincy victory.
Oh boy.
One of the officials, and I'm just watching the replay up here, I could swear indicated that it was a touchdown, and that's why
the other referee can overrule.
Called it as such. And I'm just...
Charlie, can you send it down?
Yes, it's yours.
Okay, we have Kenny McPhee here. We have Kenny McPhee. Kenny, you must be the happiest man in Quincy.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's fitting, though. What a game for people to see, huh?
Oh, well, isn't it great?
Unbelievable. The rule was he never went in the end zone. He never made the end zone. They didn't know where the line was.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He signaled, but they were wrong. He never made it to the end zone.
Yeah, it was a tough break for Arlington, but a great break.
I am the happiest man alive.
It wasn't a touchdown.
It was not a touchdown. You heard the ruling that the official gave to Kenny McPhee. They could not, because of the snow, see the goal line, and they ruled that when he caught it, he was not in the end zone. No touchdown. North Quincy wins. And Charlie, I'm just going to put this mic in front of Ken McPhee and let him talk a bit. He certainly has earned the right today.
This year, he was our ball boy. He passed away this spring, and boy, the kids wanted for him.
We wanted for Tommy!
Woo! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Kenny!
What's that?
Kenny McPhee, very, very, very happy. Kenny McPhee saying they won that ball game today for little Tommy Gilmartin, as you had alluded to earlier on, Charlie. And I'm going to try to keep it down here just a little bit, see if we can talk to Earl Metzler, the defensive coordinator for the North Quincy Red Raiders, if I can find Earl anywhere. And perhaps maybe I can even find Mayor Sheets again to have him make a comment. And, of course, we'll try to stay here at midfield for the trophy presentations, which will be made pretty soon. But right now, Charlie, can I send it back up to you?
All right, John, I just need a ruling from you. It's 22 after 1. We're supposed to go to the second game, 1:30. Will we hold it here for a while, or do you want us to curtail so we can get to the Hull-Ipswich game?
No, let's hold it here, Charlie, and we can join the other game in progress.
All right, we're just watching the replay, and indeed one of the officials called touchdown because I saw him put put his arms up, and we're watching it once again. It was caught by one of the Arlington defenders, and now watch this official right here, puts his arms up, indicating touchdown, and he was overruled by referee Magnarelli, who said he did not get into the end zone, and it was not a touchdown, and a 14-9 victory. The North Quincy Red Raiders are the champions.
What a way to end a ball game, I'll tell you.
Charlie?
Yes, John.
All right, we have Mayor Sheets with us, and Mayor, you got to be a happy man, along with the rest of the city.
Oh, we're thrilled. It was a great game, and it ended just like it was played, right at the edge. And I just want to congratulate the Red Raiders. They played a tremendous game. A lot of pressure, a lot of hard hitting. But, you know, it was a good, clean game, and the guys played tremendously, great sportsmen. And I just think it's a great day for the city of Quincy, and we want to congratulate Ken McPhee. I just, you know, when they took the safety, I wasn't quite sure that was the thing to do, but it really was a great strategy. So it was a great game.
Taking that safety certainly showed a lot of confidence in his defense.
It showed a lot of confidence in his defense, took a lot of courage, and I think that's what's driven this team all throughout the season. And you know, just a great group of young people. So nothing but congratulations for all of them.
And Councilor Colson is here. And earlier on, you and I looked at each other and said, North Quincy hasn't gotten a call all afternoon. Well, they got the big one.
They got the big one when it counted. I'll tell you, it's I guess God is shining down on North Quincy today, because that the last minute Hail Mary thing that came in, we were all holding our breath, and boy, I'll tell you, it was just a matter of inches. And they just did a fabulous job. Congratulations to Ken McPhee. Congratulations to the Red Raiders, all the team members, and everybody that had anything to do with putting this winning season on. Congratulations. Just a great, great game, and I hope everybody watches it on Channel 3, the reruns. I hope they have it. It's just spectacular.
All right, Peter Colson, thank you very much. And they're going to be making a presentation here in just a couple of minutes, as Ken McPhee is being surrounded by the media and surrounded by his players. And he's just trying to answer everybody's questions. He's, needless to say, very, very choked up. And I'm making my way over right now to Liam Higgins, the quarterback for the North Quincy Red Raiders. And Liam, one happy boy today.
Can we get you after this? This is special. We got to do this for Tommy Gilmartin.
And you heard Liam Higgins say, this is special, this is for Tommy Gilmartin. And they are standing here, as you can see, with holding up that one finger. And that is a very special tribute to Tommy Gilmartin, a very special boy who was with us this time a year ago and unfortunately is not today. And they have dedicated this whole season to Tommy Gilmartin, to Little T as they call him. And they've won this big game this afternoon for him, and they are now pausing for a moment to pay just a little special tribute to young Tom Gilmartin, who we all remember so well. And as soon as this is over, Charlie will try to talk to some of the Quincy coaches, and Ken McPhee's dad is right beside us here, and maybe we'll talk to Mr. McPhee right now. Mr. McPhee, you're a happy man.
I am today, happier than I was before. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed this one.
What an ending. What an ending.
What a climax, huh? Yeah. I bet you can fry eggs on Kenny's nose right now.
Well, you heard Ken's dad say that you can fry eggs on Kenny's nose right now, and my goodness, I would probably believe that you can, the way Kenny is and as happy as he is. And let's talk to Bill Walker, the athletic director from Quincy, and he's smiling too.
We couldn't be any happier. My heart ended up in my stomach on that pass. And I'll have to look at the replay. I don't know yet what happened, but the kids earned everything they got. They played a heck of a game, and this was fun. And the people, the MIAA and the BU, have been great to the kids, and so this is super.
A real exciting game this afternoon.
Phenomenal game. Arlington is a great, great club, and they came to play, and they gave us everything we could handle, and we did well. But it was a great game to watch. I think everybody on both sides enjoyed it.
And what an ending.
Yeah.
Charlie, I know that you must have some questions for Ken McPhee, so if I can get Kenny to come over here, if you want to relay them through me, I'll be glad to relay them to Kenny for you.
All right, just want to ask his feelings, certainly compared to being an assistant coach and being in this game and being a player and having the undefeated season. I'm sure, Tom, you have a question or two.
Okay, Ken has just said we have to get off the field because there is a game between Brockton and Xaverian coming up within a few minutes, and he said let's get over the sidelines and we'll talk. So maybe you can bring it upstairs, Charlie, and when we get settled over on the sidelines, I'll take it back down here.
All right, thank you very much, John. So you can just jump in whenever you need it. A tribute to the late Tom Gilmartin, and also to a former North Quincy man who lost his life in the service to his country this year, Bill Deegan. This season has been dedicated to the
Charlie,
two of them.
we've got Peter Chisholm here, the principal at North Quincy High School, and Mr. Chisholm, what a game!
Oh boy, I can't take any more of this. This was really something down to the last minute. It was a great game played by two great football players here today. I think the weather was a little bit of a factor, but not too much on the artificial turf. I thought that North played a little better game in total, and we're totally deserving of the win, but we play great credit to a very fine Arlington team.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chisholm. And Charlie, I'll see if I can, Kenny,
Yep.
see if I can...
He's got that championship plaque, I see, John, and he's showing it around, and certainly.
Ken, Charlie has a question for you. You played on an undefeated team. You were an assistant coach at the last Super Bowl, and now you've coached an undefeated team. How do you feel?
I feel as good as I've always felt. I mean, this is a great thing for the kids. It's a great win for us. It's for the kids, though. You know, people are coming to me. They're asking me the questions. I'm not the guy to ask. You ought to ask the kids because they played the game and they played it hard. Both teams. You know, Arlington just played super. It was a great game by Arlington. It came right down to a fitting ending because that was a tough play. They come up with a nice play. And the end of the thing is our kids come out on top. That trophy's going in our trophy room. And we're proud to be there.
What's it say, Ken?
It says MIA Division 1B East Football Champions 1992. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. And congratulations to you, Coach Ken McPhee. And Charlie, we tried to get a hold of Liam Higgins a few minutes ago, and I don't know that we may perhaps have lost him. Most of the players seem to have been making their way to the locker room, but maybe I can get just one word with Pete Zoya here. I'm sure...
Mr. North Quincy.
Mr. North Quincy, Pete Zoya, you're going to take home a victory, and you're a happy man as well.
Yeah, this is the greatest thrill of my 60 years of starting to play with North Quincy. The boys did great. We've come from behind so many times this year. They did